draft. Spurs begin play in the California Summer Classic on Saturday. They'll take on the Miami Heat. Tip-off there set for 3:30. Number 2 overall pick Dylan Harper will not play due to that groin strain, but Carter Bryant will make his Spurs debut.
SportsCenter brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
And it's one of those days. It's a Thursday, feels like a Friday. It's a holiday. July 4th coming up. July 3rd, it's July 4th Eve.
The beginning of July 4th weekend.
That's what it is. This is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is here, as is James Pledger, in the glass box of fun. We're all getting ready for a July 4th weekend, a holiday. Hope you are all prepared for all the festivities this weekend.
Got some great meat that you're going to smoke, fireworks that if you're, well, we know.
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
We know.
Sure.
We know. You got to go out of town. It's always funny that you can't do them in the city, and then you always see the video of the fireworks all over the city.
Dude, I guarantee you they do it. I mean, in my neighborhood, you all over the place.
A lot of duds, eh?
Yeah, look, people do it. You just, what do they say? Everything's legal unless you get caught?
I don't know if that's actually a saying, but yes.
Well, it's my saying.
It's all fun and games until you get arrested.
That is exactly right.
Then you call AA best bail bonds. Keep that number handy, folks.
Yes, keep that number handy if you got a wild weekend.
210-225-2121. But in reality, I mean, it's 4th of July, hot dog eating contest coming up on, the 4th. What's his name? Joey Chestnut is going to be participating.
And the odds, you can bet on that.
Well, you can bet on all kinds of things.
And he is a huge favorite to win that thing.
Shocker.
Well, the guy that won it last year, because Chestnut wasn't there, I saw an interview with him, and he's like, I love the competition. Bring it on. He's going, damn, why couldn't that guy have stayed out again?
Well, I mean, and he knows there's an asterisk, but doesn't matter. The check cashed all the same.
It did.
He's got the mustard belt. He's ready to rock and roll.
Well, that's always kind of fun to watch, and it's just amazing to me that those guys can do that and chow down, 70, 75 hot dogs. It's nuts.
It is. And coming up in the headline Blitz, we've got a hot dog story for the 4th of July.
Now, maybe if that particular hot dog story was true, you might be able to eat them a little bit better.
No, but that would be a hot dog eating contest that you want to watch.
Yes, absolutely. Dude, that video was classic. Some dude, I don't want to give it away. We'll talk about that.
We can give it away.
Well, there was a guy this girl, how can I say this and keep it G-rated?
Oh, you need an hour to figure that out?
Well, no, this girl has a wiener, a hot dog in her mouth.
Well, wait a minute. They're sitting courtside at an event.
Yes.
She is smoking hot.
Yes.
Somebody I know would say, she's shiny.
She is.
Super shiny.
Mm-hmm.
She gets the hot dog and takes the whole frank and puts it in her mouth and pulls it out and then puts it back on the bun and gives it to the dude next to her.
How did Frank get so lucky? I love wieners.
Now, my first thought was she, the guy wants no mustard, so she removed all the mustard in a very ladylike way.
And then puts it on his bun, and he takes a big bite.
And then he eats it. Oh.
I need more meat between my buns. Yes.
Then there's a dude next to her with the look on his face that you can imagine would be the same look I would have had, you would have had, we all would have had.
Well, yeah, the guy's like, whoa, what is she doing?
She put that whole thing in her mouth. All the way to the back of her throat, and then pulled it back out and put it on the bun. And then gave it to the dude next to her, and he ate it.
All the way to the back of her throat. Very descriptive there, Minix.
He did not. She did not damage that dog at all.
No.
None.
It came out clean.
Clean. There was no mustard on it.
Nothing
None
on there.
No.
and it seemed a little. It was clean. Never mind. Maybe a little stiffer than it was before. I
don't think it was. But it was a sturdy Frank.
Yeah, it was sturdy. It's crazy.
It's a great video.
Wow. Yeah, Sam on our YouTube page wants to know the name of the where we got that from. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'll find out.
Hang on. It was on Barstool. You can find this on Barstool, but more importantly, you want to look up on Instagram Viking.Barbie. She's only got 10.8 million followers.
Is that who that is?
And and that's when I saw that. At first I was like, wow, and then you realize, okay, she's one of them doing this for attention. She knew exactly what she was doing, and she got the reaction that she was looking for from all of us. But if you now don't do this at work or in front of your lady, but go check out and search Viking Barbie. You're welcome. Happy 4th of July.
Yes.
I can already imagine the explosions.
The fireworks are going off already.
And then, but more importantly, the dude next to her is wearing a Chavez Jr. headband, and the look on his face is almost more entertaining than watching her and what she did with that hot dog. Just saying.
Now, that's ironic that see, I didn't notice all these details. I was just looking at the girl in the wiener. That's all I was looking at. But all that detail. Chavez Jr., I just read something
in the news.
He got deported. He's getting deported.
It's which is why I brought that up. The Department of Homeland Security on Twitter said on July 2nd, ICE arrested Mexican boxer and criminal illegal alien Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He's now being processed for expedited removal from the United States.
Now, according to the Homeland Security, this guy's a member of the Sinaloa cartel. He's also involved in organized crime, trafficking firearms, ammunitions, and explosives.
And according to them, under President Trump, no one is above the law, including world-famous athletes. Now, I didn't know about all the cartel stuff. If that's true, okay.
I had no clue.
But it just kind of reminds you of some of those TV shows when they're talking about different cartels and this and that, But who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? No idea.
So you got a fight coming up? I don't know.
I don't know. Although I'm not sure when that video was taken, but was he recently fighting? I don't know.
Well, not sure now. It's popping up all over the place.
Well,
on ESPN and everywhere else.
Yeah.
But, so this just happened. So that's interesting that I saw that. So, and then you saw it, and then Pledge saw it, and everybody saw it. But interesting that dude was wearing a Chavez Jr. headband.
Yeah. No, it's I saw that in the video, and then I was like, that's a good segue. What you call professional radio.
Yes, very good. Very good. I'm reading something here that Forrest Whitley has cleared waivers and been outrighted to AAA Durham. Remember, he went to the Florida Marlins.
Oh, was it there or Tampa? I thought it was Tampa.
It was
the Rays.
Tampa. You're right.
And he pitched a couple of games and actually pitched well. And I was like, man, change of scenery is doing well for him.
I guess he was put on waivers and now has been outrighted to AAA Durham.
What is up with San Antonians and going to AAA? I still can't believe Josh Young got optioned yesterday from the Rangers down. I know his bat's been off this year, but his defense has still been solid.
And maybe they just figure, a little vacation
around Rock?
Round Rock will do him some good. He'll be back. He's too talented not to be. He'll be back. Just that happens to a lot of ball players. Get into a little slump, can't get out of it, and you got to go figure it out.
It's called slump busting.
Slump busting. That's a good word for it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But I think Josh Young will be back. I feel bad for Forrest Whitley, though, because that guy had so much promise, and injuries have just taken a toll on him, and hopefully he can recover and have a second shot.
Baseball is just that one weird sport that is so hard for some dudes to live up to the expectations.
True. Very true.
When he was at Alamo Heights, gets drafted, you're like, man, this guy is going to be a megastar.
Yeah.
And he's had a hell of a career, but not the career that everybody thought he was going to have. So hopefully, where's he going, to the Durham Bulls?
Well, yeah, Durham. It didn't say. Is that what they are, the Bulls?
Yeah. You and mascots.
Yeah, I'm not big on mascots, especially when I don't follow them closely.
Sure.
You asked me the Big 12, I could probably tell you all of them there.
All
or
of
the
them.
SEC.
All of them,
Yeah,
huh?
the American, maybe. I don't know.
I guarantee you couldn't do all the American. I guarantee you could not do all of the American. I don't even know if you could do all of the NFL.
Of course I could.
You still call them San Diego, sir.
Well, of course. Me and 99% of the other people that do that.
You and Rob Thompson.
Well, I'm in good company.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a fun day. I can already tell. It's already started that way with a big old wiener to keep us entertained. That's for sure. There is some NBA news, believe it or not. Not a lot of it, and none of it involves the San Antonio Spurs.
Shocker. Well, no, that's not true.
Okay, well, whoop-de, shoot off the fireworks. Dylan Harper signed his rookie contract.
I mean, still news.
I guess. It's about all that we can say about it. Not much really happening in NBA free agency today, but there's a lot of smoke regarding one LeBron James and, of course, his tag-along.
Bronny has earned it.
Bronny, that's for sure. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, if you're looking for a place to go hang out this weekend, make sure you get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. No better place to go watch any games, whether you're watching baseball, a summer league, a hot dog eating contest. Get into the Rue Pub. Fights this weekend, the Rue Pub has them all. And they have great hot dogs as well. The biggest and best wings in town. About 15 different burgers on the menu, including the original Wemby burger. Great appetizers. Pledge tells me the salads there are fantastic, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. The game room has the best darts area in town. They have indoor cornhole, all the beers you want, full bar, and that happy hour from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation. Hidden Wonders. Our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our two caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
Lowe's knows how to set off your July 4th with savings. Right now, buy one, get one free on select one-coat coverage interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Plus, get two select 2 or 2.5 quart red, white, and blue annuals for just $10. Hurry, these July 4th deals won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for more details.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions. Like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures. Until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
George gets justice.
You've just been in an accident, and now you're asking yourself, what do I do now? You're dealing with pain, medical bills, and missing work. Dealing with the insurance company feels overwhelming. George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we're here for you. We'll listen and explain your options and fight to get you the justice you deserve. No upfront fees, no stress, just real help when you need it most. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today or visit us at getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah, this whole Chris Paul thing. Pledge, you just saw a report that the guy wants to go somewhere where he can be the starter.
Yep.
I mean, hasn't that ship sailed?
No.
Well, not according to him, but I think everybody else it has.
You know, it's interesting. You think about egos. And Chris Paul, as he did last year, willing to play for pennies on the dollar by his standard to be able to demand a starting role or ensure a starting role. I'll take less money to start than more money to sit on the bench and be a role player. He tried being a role player at Golden State. He did not like that role.
No, he didn't.
He sees himself as a starter. And he's looking for a job where he can go somewhere and be a starter. He does not want to be a role player.
Well, making that deal with the San Antonio Spurs, I think, set back maybe, although he turned out all right, Rookie of the Year, Stephon Castle. Because of that, I think was a big impediment to him playing and seeing the floor a little bit more, that promise was made to Chris Paul.
It's possible, although, man, dude did win Rookie of the Year, and I would certainly like to think that while he didn't get the playing time, being around Chris Paul and absorbing knowledge, being a sponge that it seems like Steph Castle was probably really good for Steph Castle in the long run. But I'm with you as far as on the court playing time. I mean, how many times are we bitching during the season? Why is he getting fewer and fewer minutes? I mean, we were mad as hell at Mitch Johnson for that.
Yeah.
And that might not have been Mitch's call, his decision to make.
Well, I don't think it was, as it turns out. And so our apologies to Mitch Johnson.
Yeah.
But I think I do. I think it was a deal that was made to bring him here. And look, if he taught Steph Castle something, if he taught somebody else something, and that knowledge is good and helps him in the long run, okay. But I just don't think Chris Paul is. I mean, he's way out of his prime. He played fine. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but I don't think the guy can demand now going somewhere else and being a starter. I'm just not sure anybody's going to promise him that anymore.
Yeah, somebody. I mean, who we'll see when he lands. But he would rather start on a non-playoff team, a non-championship caliber team, than hook up on a team that's likely to win a title and be a role player. He would rather play than chase a ring, and I kind of respect that. To a lot of degrees, I know what you're saying, but how often do we get pissed at veterans that, oh, you're joining this team just to kind of be able to get that ring even though you're not really contributing to it? And he, again, tried that at Golden State, didn't work. Now he's like, I'm going somewhere. If I'm going to put in the work, I want to play. I'm a starter. He played all the games last year. Nobody thought that was going to happen. We wondered if he'd play half the season and take less money. He's not chasing dollars. He's not chasing rings. Chris Paul is chasing playing time.
Well, good for him. But at some point in time, the playing time and all of that stuff, you got to think about business. And, you know, if a team sucks and they need a point guard and they bring him in like San Antonio did to just be a teacher more so than anything, then, I mean, if you think that's worth it, I guess that's good. But
well,
I mean, at some point, the guy's 41 years old. It's about time maybe, hey, go spend some time with your family.
As much as he says he misses them, I don't know that he wants to. Otherwise, he would do that.
Exactly.
Right? He's got all the money in the bank. I love you guys, but I need 81 days a year or whatever away from you. It's interesting because as a society, we get mad at ring chasers. And by that, I think what Chris Paul, he's still playing at a high level, played at a high level last year. It's not like He's a shell of his former self on the court. So even though he's 41 years old, he can still play. And why not? I mean, his priority isn't chasing a ring or a buck at this point. It's about playing time. And there's going to be a team out there that has an opening, and he's going to fill it. It ain't here. It's not in San Antonio. There was some rumors when a couple weeks ago about Dallas. Could he be a bridge player, a starter until Kyrie gets back? And I thought that would be a great fit. But clearly they went in a different direction, and I'm guessing Chris Paul was like, no, I'm a starter. I'm not a bench player. So I'm going to pass on your opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Wow.
That's
it makes sense. And the Mavericks had to go out and get another guy, D'Angelo Russell. But I don't know, Chris. Man, dude, you're a Hall of Famer.
He is.
Maybe. Is he?
I mean,
I don't know, but he's a hell of a player.
I think, to say he's not a Hall of Famer or to even question it, although he's not a quarterback, although point guard. Quarterbacks, you can have all the stats in the world, but if you don't have a Super Bowl ring, it's hard to say you're a Hall of Famer.
Well, there's that.
NBA, he's got all the stats in the world. He's got all the All-Stars. He's, played for damn near half the teams in the league. I look at Chris Paul. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. He's point guard. Look at him. Yes, he's a Hall of Famer. And the fact that he's not chasing a ring to complete the resume, I think as a sports fan, I applaud that. He would rather go somewhere where he can start and play than just be a role player. I'm surprised you, Ryan Eagle, are like, he wants to compete. And isn't that what we're always talking about? Go somewhere. You want to compete. You hate the live type golfers because, there's no competition. They just went for the money. Chris Paul is doing the exact opposite. I'm not worried about the money, the ring. I want to be able to play and compete night in and night out.
What I worry about with a guy like Chris Paul, if he wants to come in as a coach and empower all the young guys with his knowledge, as he did here in San Antonio, then do that. But if you're going to go and take somebody else's spot and make a deal with a team, like I'm convinced happened here in San Antonio, then to me, that's not good. You've got to give these other guys an opportunity to hit the floor and get better. And once Steph Castle and they figured out where he belonged, he proved he should have been on the floor all along. And so that's what concerns me about a Chris Paul going in and demanding to be a starter. To me, if I'm a general manager, I might have to think twice about that.
It's interesting. And, God, I hate to sound like I'm comparing Chris Paul to, say, Aaron Rodgers. But there's some similarities.
Sure.
Because Aaron Rodgers was not going to go to a team where there was an open competition for the QB1 job. He was going to go to a team that needed a quarterback, period. He's the starter. I'm not competing for the job. I'm not going to be the backup if I'm healthy. I'm the starter. Chris Paul is kind of doing the same thing. Although, not that Pittsburgh is going to win a championship, but they have a really good team that just needed a quarterback, and for at least a year, he's going to fill that void. But, it's not like Aaron Rodgers was going to go to New Orleans and compete with Spencer Rattler and Tyler, what's his name, Shuck?
I think he's a bomb. Tyler Shuck, yeah.
Right? Wait. Aaron Rodgers wasn't going somewhere where he had to compete for the job. He's walking in as a starter. Chris Paul is looking and seemingly wanting the same deal with the team. I'll sign here. I'm your starting point guard.
But it seems to me, going back to Aaron Rodgers, dude, if you can't beat out Rattler and Shuck, then you got no business playing. My goodness.
Fair, but he wasn't going anywhere where there was. I guess he still is in somewhat competition with Mason
Rudolph. The disrespect is unbelievable.
It is. All right, but at the same time, what I kind of wished happened here, and I think you do too, and probably most Spurs fans listening, yeah, Chris Paul, come in here and you can be the starter. But when our rookie is at the point where he's ready to take your job, he's going to take your job. Just like what we saw, Tony Parker do, 4 games, 6 games in?
4 games in.
Right? Was it 4?
Yep.
Yeah.
Antonio Daniels.
Nobody saw that coming.
No. But I don't think Antonio Daniels went in and said, "Yeah, I have to be the starter."
But I mean, Chris Paul, you can start the season as the starter, but we're not guaranteeing you the starting job all year, which is kind of what it felt like happened.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see whoever picks him up. He wants to go to L.A. I guess his family is in L.A.
Yep.
I've heard the Phoenix Suns mentioned, and so which gets him close to this family in L.A. But it will be interesting to see. As of now, Chris Paul is still a free agent. Nobody's picked him up, and a lot of that could be because of his demand to be a starter.
And maybe if he can't find that, then he has a decision to make. But his preference is to be a starter. It's kind of interesting.
It's very interesting.
Spurs have now officially signed their 14th overall pick in Carter Bryant. So both rookies have officially signed deals.
Now, the Dylan Harper, rumor has it, and speculation, and Spotrac, in fact, is even reporting this, it's about $56 million plus over 4 years. So that's what he's going to make with the Spurs as a rookie, which I tell you what's not bad. It's pretty good money, I would say, for a 19-year-old kid.
Hadn't done a thing yet. Is that where you're going?
Not a damn thing. And that's guaranteed. What the hell?
Well, I mean, think about the guaranteed money the number one overall pick from a couple years ago got in Wemby. And did you see the video of Wemby playing soccer? Where is he at in Tokyo trying to do a bicycle kick?
What the hell is wrong with that guy?
Well,
poor Pop. I hope he wasn't watching that.
Dude. Have you seen, I know you haven't seen them in person. I have. The Savannah Bananas.
I have not seen them.
But you've seen the video of those
I have,
guys.
yes.
They got a dude on the Savannah Bananas that is on stilts. And I still think on stilts that dude is shorter than Wemby. But what that guy does on the stilts while playing baseball is kind of what it reminds me of when I see these videos of Wemby playing soccer. But watching Wemby line up to try to do a bicycle kick. Like, dude, as tall as you are, just jump and bounce it off your chest. It would be better. But watching that guy trying to do a bicycle flip kick and the awkwardness in which he landed.
Yes.
Can we get giant-sized bubble wrap for that guy until we get to the NBA season? Now, there's people out there, oh, he's young, he's fine, he needs to learn how to fall, all this kind of crap. Pledges like, oh, he's now cleared for contact. I don't want to see Wemby playing soccer and attempting bicycle kicks. If that were anybody else, everybody in San Antonio would be mocking the clumsiness in which he tried to do a incredibly difficult soccer maneuver. Is that proper soccer terminology?
It's close enough.
Yeah.
He landed square on his back. I mean, just bam.
Dude.
Yeah, it's disturbing to watch that as a Spurs fan. You don't want to see that.
He's too tall and awkward to do that.
Which means he fell from a long way down, a lot farther than most of us would. I mean, can you imagine? 7'6", just falling over backwards. That's a long way down.
Now, see, there's always the glass half full people, like Sam on our YouTube page on San Antonio Sports Star. If he plays soccer, he might learn how to flop better. Manu is a part of the staff here.
He can teach.
He's got a pretty good teacher in learning how to flop.
And Manu doesn't even want to start, but he can help him.
Manu wanted to start, but he did what was best for the team.
He did. And he was always out there in crunch time. That's for sure. So there you go, Chris Paul. Be good enough. If you don't start, you're out there, and the final seconds tick off the clock.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Closer.
Exactly right. LeBron James on the trade block, those things are coming out all over the place. And it could be tied in to that Kevin Durant trade to Houston, which is kind of weird.
So the Durant trade not officially official yet. And now they could extend other teams into it, possibly up to 7 teams, which would be a record. The other franchises don't involve San Antonio. You got the Hawks, the Nets, the Warriors, the Lakers, and the Timberwolves. Now, Yahoo's Kevin O'Connor on his podcast just kind of – I thought this initially was just spaghetti against the wall, but maybe there's something to this.
If you really want to get crazy, you could say that the KD to Houston deal involving Phoenix is not done yet. Like it's still, you could add third teams or fourth teams. So I like to think about, well, Phoenix wanted Butler. So maybe you send LeBron and Bronny James to Golden State, Jimmy Butler to Phoenix, Kevin Durant to Houston, and then Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks to the Lakers. What do you think about that idea?
Bronny has earned it.
Well, it's a great idea, Jim. But I don't know that. I mean, it's weird. But the more you hear people talking about LeBron James being traded. And he's got 1 year left on his contract. No extension. There has been no mention of an extension from the Lakers. So he's a perfect trade candidate.
He set himself up for this. By all accounts, no discussions either way. When he or Rich Paul called the Lakers and said, okay, on our opt-in, $50 million plus, yep, we're in. There was no, hey, we're going to opt in, but we need to talk about another extension. And the Lakers didn't say, hey, do you guys want to talk about it? There was none of that. So you knew the end was near. And by all accounts, the Lakers were hoping that he would opt in and announce his retirement. 23rd year for number 23. This is the final chapter, and we're going to celebrate LeBron all year. That hasn't happened, which leaves the door open for the Lakers to trade LeBron, get something in return, and move on. They've got to do business that's in the best interest of the Lakers with an employee on an expiring contract. Golden State, man, are they better by losing a Jimmy Butler and adding a LeBron James?
Boy, I mean, just immediately I say yes. I mean, Jimmy Butler's a hell of a player, don't get me wrong, but if you can add a LeBron James, especially a LeBron James that, well, at least last year was playing at a pretty high level. I don't know why LeBron didn't decline the option and just become a free agent in that respect. And maybe he's thinking about Bronny.
Well,
because if I leave, Bronny has to come with me.
Bronny has earned it.
Now, $50 million.
Well,
right?
True.
So you're going to opt in and then maybe get traded and get an extension because at this point, in the way everything is done, if he were to become a free agent, could he sign a deal worth that kind of money? That becomes the question. If he's traded, and now they have the rights to him, and now you got all those damn rules, but could he get a 2 or 3 year extension with somebody else for more money as a tradable player than if he were just becoming a free agent and he would lose control of Bronny?
Well, he would.
You know that's a factor.
It's got to be. I mean, it's the only thing that I can think of. It has to be a factor. I just it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But the reason I think he opted into this contract, the $50 million, yes, but I think it is his last year. Now, if he would come out and say that, it'd make the Lakers feel better and everybody else feel better, and he can go play. And look, if DeAndre Ayton can just control his emotions and play ball like everybody thought he could, you might have a pretty good team there with LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves and Ayton. I mean, that might be a decent basketball team.
It might be decent, and is that good enough? Because you go back to what Rich Paul apparently said the other day that's been reported a lot, that LeBron still wants to play for championships in his final years. Plural.
Uh-huh.
Opting in allows him to see what are the Lakers doing, and are they a championship caliber team, or can he work his way through a trade to a team that is more likely to compete for a championship? Now, I look at Luka and LeBron, Ayton. The expectations for Ayton, Ayton's just got to be the third or fourth best player on that team. What other moves? Are the Lakers a championship caliber team? LeBron wants to be on a team that can compete for an NBA title over the final couple of years.
Which he should go to Cleveland, go to the East. You got a much better opportunity there. You go home. It's a storybook ending. You play for your hometown team, and everything's good. That's what I don't know if LeBron's talking to anybody behind the scenes, talking to the Lakers about, where he might like to go, if that is a discussion, or if he just said, I'm opting in and went on vacation. I don't know. His son, Bronny, is playing in the Summer League, and so he was asked about it and didn't give any update or any I haven't heard about it. I haven't talked to him about it. Nothing. We got nothing out of him.
If I'm LeBron, I'm not looking at Golden State. I'm looking east. Whether it's the Knicks, whether it's the Cavs, and again, Cleveland to win a championship and retire in Cleveland, even though he's already won one there. You talk about the storybook ending. But if I'm LeBron and I'm going to get traded, I'm LeBron and I'm forcing my way to a team in the Eastern Conference that has a lot better chance to get. And you look, Boston with Tatum hurt and they're selling off, they're not going to be a factor next year.
Nope.
Cleveland would be a great spot. New York would be a great spot.
Indiana's pretty much toast at this point in
time.
Yeah,
they're toast. Cleveland, again, injuries in the playoffs. Man, the injury bug bit Cleveland at the wrong time. But, you're right. I'm looking at Cleveland or I'm looking at the New York Knicks.
Absolutely.
If I'm LeBron.
LeBron's already been in L.A., now you go to the Big Apple?
Yeah.
Man, that would be amazing.
Reunite with Mike Brown?
Oh, that's right. Oh, boy.
We could make it work for a year. What was that?
That'd be crazy. I know you're a big Dak Prescott fan.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. There is a report in CBS Sports that claims Dak Prescott is the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. We're going to make Jason's head spin when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle.
If your toes start crossing over, ask for an amputation.
The good news is I'll be able to hang onto a branch. I can hang upside down
like a bat. He'll be hanging from the branch, and some woodpecker will just be tapping on his big toe fungus.
I wouldn't know. Maybe that would take care of it.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Want to know the secret to getting the best price fireworks for the 4th? Mr. W Fireworks. We've got pre-tariff prices. We don't charge hidden fees. And we never hike our prices. The lowest prices anywhere, guaranteed. Find our location at MrWFireworks.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing has you covered.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $699.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
You know, Minix, I don't know about you, but today feels like a special day. It's a getaway day. We got a long weekend ahead. I don't know. There's something about today that's better than a normal Thursday.
You know, it's the end of a long 2-day work week for me.
You look a little tired. I'll be honest with you.
Man.
This is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. That's James over there in the glass box of fun. Dak Prescott. Can you believe?
Here we go.
That the mean people at CBS Sports would call him the most overrated quarterback in the NFL?
No, I'm not surprised, and Dak isn't surprised, and quite frankly, every Cowboy fan is probably used to it, and I don't know what the percentages are, but I would say about half agree and half think it's BS. But you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. The magnifying glass is what it is, and you haven't had any playoff success, and you're the highest paid guy. That's, I mean, overrated? I don't know. How many teams would love to have a Dak Prescott quarterbacking them?
This is going to blow you away.
Mm-hmm.
When I read this, I thought it was extremely unfair. I really do, because when you're talking about somebody that's overrated or underrated, I mean, what's the bar that you determine that on? Because in the same article, he calls Jalen Hurts underrated. And so I don't know where that bar is that you do, but I think this is very unfair for Dak Prescott. Look, Dak is a good quarterback. There's no question. I will give him that. The postseason thing, throw that out the window for a minute, but he's a good quarterback. And to say that he's the most overrated quarterback in the league is only, I think, because of what he makes yearly.
Well, and again, salary does factor into that. Justin Herbert makes a salary in the same neighborhood and has worse postseason success. Is that proper English? Probably not, right? But nobody ever talks about Justin Herbert. Why? Because he plays for the Chargers, right? I mean, he's in L.A. and nobody gives a damn. So when you look at quarterbacks that, you know, one, popularity, and a big part of that is salary.
Mm-hmm.
Expectation every year, even though the Cowboys haven't won anything of note in 30 years, and I'm talking about a Super Bowl, let alone an NFC championship game appearance. But you make that kind of money, that criticism is going to be there. And it's different. As a Cowboy fan, you're used to it. You know the spotlight is brighter on anybody with a star on their helmet. Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of stuff. Josh Allen gets a pass because he's got, you know, he always loses a close good game to Patrick Mahomes. And listening to Rich Eisen today, driving into work, Rich Eisen, Clayton Kershaw storyline, but his high school teammate, Matt Stafford. And Rich Eisen literally talked about, Matt Stafford would be a Hall of Famer, but, he had nothing around him in Detroit. And I'm, all right, but you had a wide receiver that goes to the Hall of Fame in Megatron on the same bad team, right? Matt Stafford doesn't get blamed for lack of success in Detroit because of the team around him. How many times have we bitched about Jerry Jones, the GM, not putting quality teams around either a Tony Romo or a Dak Prescott? They either had a really good offense or a really good defense, but never both at the same time, right? Although you get 3 straight 12-5 regular seasons, you better do something in the playoffs, and Dak Prescott failed to get that done.
Well, and there's that. I mean, 12-5 is pretty good 3 years in a row. But I think it's that last 12-5 where that everybody that's a magnifying glass to me. The Cowboys did have a good team that year around Dak Prescott, and everybody pooped the bed in that first playoff game against Green Bay. It was a disaster, and I still can't explain that. Was it they were just overhyped, overconfident, whatever the case may be?
Well, DeMarcus Lawrence said they were tired. Well, I mean, what kind of crap? And again, Dak wasn't good in that first half either.
No, he was not.
But everybody was bad. CD had a big drop. Defense didn't play worth a damn. And Dak certainly didn't help the case. But when you're the quarterback, all the blame is going to fall on you. And when you make the salary that you make, you're going to get the attention. Wide receiver doesn't get a win or a loss. Quarterback does.
Quarterback does. Look, with the whole Matthew Stafford thing, I think he was on some bad teams. I'm not going to say that. He still put up some pretty good numbers on those bad teams. But you got him to a good team, and he got it done. Now, if Dak Prescott left Dallas and went to, I don't know, L.A. or some other team and took them to a Super Bowl, we might change. A lot of people might change their opinion on Dak Prescott. But I think they would, obviously. But I just think the fact that he's the Dallas Cowboys quarterback and he's the highest paid player in the NFL, I think that automatically raises expectations. But the most overrated quarterback in the league, to me, is unfair.
Who is the most overrated quarterback?
Well, I mean, again,
I mean, if you were to try to list them, and you start talking about overrated quarterbacks,
Trevor Lawrence comes to mind. Maybe
is most overrated. I mean, maybe a bigger disappointment based on expectations coming in. But see, nobody. I think, to be fair to CBS, I as much as I don't like it because Dak Prescott, that's my quarterback, man. I understand where CBS is coming from. Expectation versus reality. Dak Prescott probably is. Because Trevor Lawrence, the expectations at this point aren't what they were when he came into the league, even though he's making north of $50 million a year. Tua is in that same boat. Kirk Cousins might be in that same boat, but you can't put him on the most overrated list because there's no expectations. Hell, he's not even a starter anymore.
I think Kirk Cousins has done a pretty good job with where he's been and what he's done. But again, to me, overrated, I don't know. Again, I don't know how you determine that. And to me, that's a problem when you're talking about anybody. Because you're right about Trevor Lawrence. He had a lot of expectations in the league, and he just hasn't lived up to them. So is that overrated or just a disappointment or perhaps a bust at this point in time? And you can't say that Trevor Lawrence has had all bad teams. There have been some Jacksonville teams that haven't been too bad.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to quantify overrated or underrated or whatever the case may be. To me, that's an unfair term on its own, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, because when you look at who are the best quarterbacks in the league, Mahomes, right up there. Josh Allen is going to be up there. Joe Burrow is going to be up there. Jaden Daniels going into year 2, he's going to be on a lot of lists, and it'll be interesting to see if he has a sophomore slump similar to what we saw C.J. Stroud after C.J.'s incredible rookie year. What did he do in year 2, right? Justin Herbert would probably be on the list of most overrated, but what are the expectations? So do you compare expectations for a Chargers team and expectations for a Cowboys team, whether it's earned or realistic or not? the expectations for the Cowboys is they're always going to be up there, which means when they don't get it done, their failures are going to be more of a nationwide storyline versus a Charger team that does what they always do. You know, a Denver team hasn't been good in a long time. Bo Nix had a good year last year. What's he going to do this year? Overrated, underrated. I mean, it's an interesting topic, but at the same time, you know, while I don't necessarily agree with CBS doing this to him, and you said the same thing, quite honestly, if you're CBS and you're putting together a list, who else are you going to put at the top, right? Who
highest paid guy.
Well, exactly. I mean, who has failed to meet expectations more in the postseason? And Dak Prescott is going to top that list.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and he will. But again, I think it's unfair, and you know I'm not the biggest Dak Prescott quarterback fan that there is. So I'm saying it's unfair, and I just don't understand the whole term overrated and underrated because I don't know where that bar is.
Well, again, you know, what are the parameters, and do you agree with the parameters? And can you get everybody on the same page when it comes to overrated and underrated? And the answer to that is no. You could look at Joe Burrow. And, you know, expectation is certainly high. Cincinnati, yet everybody will say, yeah, but that defense was just awful. There's just you know, right? But, you know, so everybody has that, you know, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Man, you're just, you know, timing, man. You got to go through that Mahomes guy.
I would look at it this way, and whether this is fair or not, and you can tell me what you think, Minix, but I think if you had a list of quarterbacks, would you rather have a Lamar Jackson than a Dak Prescott? Would you rather have a Josh Allen or Dak Prescott? Would you rather have a Justin Herbert? I think that's more of a way to do it. If you were a fan of a team, and right now today, Jerry and the Buffalo Bills make a trade, we'll give you Dak for Josh. You'd take that in a heartbeat.
You would, but, you know, I think so would Buffalo because
I don't know if Buffalo would.
Well, I mean, you know, again, I think, you know, because we talk about Dak and live the Dak Prescott cycle so much, but I do think there's a lot of fan bases out there that would love to have a Dak Prescott.
Well,
now,
if
you were trading, if Buffalo were trading Josh Allen for J.J. McCarthy, who's on the TV right now, you might go, what are you doing? But
you probably would do that.
But
yeah.
I would imagine, I know one Buffalo fan. He's on in the mornings here, right?
Yeah.
And I don't even know if that counts. But you're frustrated that Josh Allen hasn't gotten over the hump. You know, change of scenery. Dak, I mean, if you're trading Dak Prescott for one of the other top quarterbacks, of course you would. And you look at a quarterback list, Josh Allen is listed ahead of Dak Prescott. So, yeah, I would do that deal in a heartbeat. But does that mean the result's going to be any different? Or is quarterback play the only reason why the Cowboys haven't won?
No,
right?
It's not.
Quarterback play is a big reason why the Cowboys have been in the mix. Last year, a weird year in injuries, but you go to those 12-5 years, quarterback play was the reason they were 12-5 and had a chance. And then the one playoff win that he gets, well, that was a bad Tampa Bay team, so he doesn't even get credit for that, right? Well, I would say, you know, so there's always something when it comes to Dak that's a hurdle a little bit higher than everybody else, and Dak Prescott does not get the benefit of look what's around him excuse that, say, a Josh Allen gets or you know, a Lamar gets, although Lamar gets probably the second most amount of heat for not getting it done next to Dak Prescott.
Well, I think Dak's, fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to put it, will soon be the second highest paid quarterback in the league after Lamar gets his new deal. I would assume.
And it won't take any pressure off of Dak.
Well, it may not. It may not. Yeah, I just look at these quarterbacks like, you look at a Josh Allen, he can do so many things. And yeah, I will give you that. He can't get over the hump, and that's going to be a mark on him. I don't care what anybody says. It will be because it's professional football, and really all that matters are championships and playoff wins. I mean, that's where the rubber meets the road. So you just have to take all of these guys. But I just am not a fan of the term overrated or underrated because it just doesn't – I don't know where the bar is to begin with.
Well, and you put it in realistic terms. I mean, it's hard to find 32 people on planet Earth to do this job. And Dak Prescott is generally on every quarterback ranking list somewhere between 9 and 12. So imagine all the people on the planet, and there's 10, 11 people that can do a job better than you, right? And you realize just how damn good he is. All right, so you're going to say he's overrated or underrated? I mean, think about the number of colleges that are out there. Let's go to high school quarterbacks that are out there that can then go play big-time Division I college. And then from there, you whittle it down. Like the third-string quarterback on a team is trash, right? Man, that guy sucks. Get him out of here. And you realize there's less than 100 people that can have that job.
Well, there's no doubt, and I'll even take this a bit further in why I don't agree with this CBS story about him being overrated. Guy was a fourth-round draft pick and was not even expected. He was going to be the third stringer or the practice squad or whatever. He may not even made the team if Romo doesn't get hurt. And then
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, if he doesn't get hurt. I mean, who knows?
Dude, I'll never forget, because you and I weren't working together at the time. But, the pictures I've got of Kellen Moore snapping his leg. And then the conversation immediately, Jamil Showers is a safety over there. Could he play quarterback? What about Nick Foles? Could they fly him in? And Jason Garrett was like, no, we got this Dak Prescott guy. In that first practice, Dak got into the face of a wide receiver, and he went, that was Dez. He went, maybe this guy has something.
Yeah, and he had a hell of a rookie year.
He did.
He really did.
And that set an expectation bar that is unreachable.
Well, and again, that 12-5 season we're talking about where they lose to Green Bay, he's second in MVP voting.
Yeah.
So that sets an expectation as well. He's got to stay healthy. Joe Burrow's got to stay healthy. He's got that knock on him too. So you could go around the league. I just think it was a very unfair story. We're talking about it, though, and that did its job.
Click.
That's what CBS
Dak
Sports
Prescott overrated. Click,
yes,
click, 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 click,
That's
click,
exactly
click.
right. All right,
Ka-ching.
Jason, I want you to go deep in your mind.
Oh.
All right, go deep in your mind. And everybody out there, go deep in your mind. If I were to tell you that a man was arrested naked swinging his wood, what's the first thought that pops in your mind?
I can't say that on radio.
Well, we'll talk about it, and we will say it on radio when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
JD, do you ever ride a bike?
Beach bike, yeah, I ride the bikes.
So you got a fat tire bike?
Fat tire bike.
It's brown over gold, and it's got a handy basket. Oh, we've got JD's twin brother here.
Yes, DJ Ryan here. Hi, JD. No, and he'll crank it up. He'll crank it up to 14 miles an hour and ride with ferocious intent.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
George gets justice.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we don't just represent crash victims. We fight for them. When an accident impacts your life, my team and I are committed to obtaining the justice you deserve. We approach every case with dedication because each one is personal to us. Our promise, no payment unless we win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
breathe, happy Febreze, la 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 la.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More, the place to go for sipping rosés with seltzers on ice, making margaritas with your favorite tequilas. It's warm out, let's go. Our prices are low on spirits, beer, and wine. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
Fireworks are awesome, but overpaying for them? That's not so awesome.
Mr. W Fireworks, we've got the lowest prices around. No hidden fees, no crazy markups, just real savings with pre-tariff pricing. Go to MrWFireworks.com to find a location near you.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation. Hidden Wonders, our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our two caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs today announced that they have signed rookie guard Dylan Harper. It is reportedly a 4-year, $56.1 million deal. Harper was selected with the second overall pick in 2025, the NBA draft. They also announced the signing of 14th overall pick Carter Bryant. Spurs, they'll begin play in the California Classic on Saturday. They'll take on the Miami Heat on Saturday afternoon at 3:30. No Dylan Harper, but Carter Bryant's there.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And it is a Thursday in San Antonio that feels like a Friday because we got a holiday weekend coming up. July 4th is tomorrow, believe it or not already. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Thursday afternoon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It is the Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, James Pledger. We are all here and all ready for a 3-day weekend.
We are. It's been a long 2-day work week.
It has, man. You are overworked, buddy.
You have no idea. No idea.
Oh, man. Well, we are happy that y'all are spending a part of your Thursday, July 3rd, with us here on the Blitz. We appreciate that. A lot of people on our YouTube page. If you want to go there, you're certainly welcome to do so. We encourage it. San Antonio Sports Star is how you find us. You can like and subscribe to our YouTube page there. You can also get Jason Minix on Twitter at Jason Minix, me at Joe Reinagle 210, or you can call us the old-fashioned way if you got something to say. That's easy to do, 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN.
Now, I see on our YouTube page, our good friend Marcy Grace is tuned in.
I love that when she's tuned in.
And she just had a new single that she dropped. Go find it. It's fantastic. And there's a couple of stories in the headline Blitz that sound like they could be country songs. Let's do
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Now, you know, if Reinagle sees a story that says, man arrested for assaulting 2 people after swinging his wood at them.
Yes.
Joe's going to click on that. And when I saw that, when he sent it and it said, naked man arrested, assaulting 2 people after swinging his wood. Hell,
Well, you got to.
I mean,
is his wood that big?
Paul Harvey, we need to know the rest of this story. Now, imagine as we tell you this story, little country guitar strum in the background, because this is from North Carolina. It's got a hillbilly twang to it. That's Kentucky, sir. Marcy's got a song called El Camino, and there might be an El Camino involved in this since this is backwoods North Carolina.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was taken into custody. It was Tuesday afternoon after attempting to steal a car. I guess there's an Atlantic Avenue there, wherever he is. And he was naked. But get your mind out of the gutter, everybody. He wasn't swinging that wood. He had a piece of wood in his hand that he was swinging.
So he had a pole.
He had a pole or a big stick
a wood
or something.
pole.
I took a pole.
Mm-hmm.
But so, first of all, you're walking around naked trying to steal cars.
Well,
that might get some attention.
Well, just walking around naked with a big stick. Keep putting that wood down. Now he tried to carjack two people. One guy, nothing to do. Then he went to a woman, hit her in the head, and jumped in her car, got her out of the car. He got in, and this dude couldn't get the car out of park.
Sounds like he's got a lot of problems with his wood.
It wasn't a stick shift. He just couldn't get out of park.
This guy had to be on drugs or something. I don't know if it says that in the article anywhere, but
No.
Taking your clothes off trying to steal a car with swinging a piece of wood, is just. I wonder if he had wood envy.
I mean, he's a wood-wielding naked man.
Exactly.
I mean, Raleigh, North Carolina, middle of the day. North Carolina seems like fun. I'm just curious. He was walking around with a wooden post, according to WNCT Channel 9 out of Raleigh. Did he steal the post? What happened to his clothes? I mean, again, this sounds like a bad country song.
It does. I don't know how you'd write that song, Marcy, but if you want to, we will debut it here on the Blitz.
You just make up the background. I mean, there's just so many ways you could go with this. This is a story that didn't end well. Was he where he shouldn't have been? And her dude came home and he had to jump out the window naked and then tried to steal a car on his way out and stole a post along the way. I don't know. But it sounds like it could be a bad country song.
Well, it's a bad something, that's for sure. Yeah, North Carolina. I'm surprised this wasn't Florida, to be totally honest with you. We talked about the lady who likes to suck on wieners.
Wow.
At boxing events.
Hot dog, sir.
Oh, well, it's a wiener, isn't it?
Well, I mean.
I thought it was Frank.
I mean.
I love wieners.
I mean, the way you said that, it could have been a variety of things. But in this particular case, we're talking about a concession stand hot dog at the Honda Center in Anaheim at the Jake Paul, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight on Saturday night.
Well, and you watch this lady. Now, look, truth be known, she's an influencer, right? And very attractive, very shiny woman. But she had this hot dog. I mean, pretty much all the way in her mouth. Without the bun.
Yes. All dog, no buns.
Yes.
Now this is on Barstool because I know a lot of you guys need to go do your own research on this.
Yes.
And again, headline, rate this lady's wiener sucking method. And of course, Ryan Eagle's going to click on that link.
Well, of course I am.
And so are we all. But you go watch this video, and then you realize, okay, she's an influencer. She was setting this up. This is all to get our attention. And well done. She applaud because she has some talents. There was a lot of skill involved here because when I first watched it, I was like, well, did the dude not want mustard? And she removed all the mustard because she puts this hot dog, we'll just call it Frank, all the way in her mouth and then pulls it back out. And so now it's a clean naked dog. And she puts it back on the bun, hands it to the dude, and he starts to eat it.
He takes a bite. But the best part about this video is the dude sitting next to her who has got this look on his face like, oh, my goodness, only in my dreams.
We all would have had that look without trying to be creepy or whatever, and then you realize because they identify this woman and she's got like 10 million followers on Instagram and doing the research. Viking Barbie, if you want to.
Viking Barbie.
Yeah, she goes by the name Viking Barbie.
She is very tall, it looks like, and maybe that's why.
And a lot of skill.
And that shirt is very tight.
Did you not look at the rest of her Instagram?
I haven't looked at her Instagram.
Keep scrolling,
no.
my friend. It gets better.
Yeah?
Keep scrolling.
Well, I will, but
go down,
the article.
Ryan
I'm not on Instagram. I got to do that over here. And I can't be distracted by that.
Barstool has been kind to put a lot of photos if you keep scrolling down.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
it keeps going, huh?
Yeah, the best of the best.
Uh-huh.
Keep going.
Keep going.
We're about to lose Joe. Keep going.
She's got some well-placed tattoos, too, doesn't she? My goodness, yeah.
Keep scrolling.
Uh-huh. Look at that horse is even looking at her for, hey, baby.
Keep going.
Oh, keep going.
Oh, yeah, it gets better.
It gets better.
Yeah, because there's some photos with her and somebody named Dakota James.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's an educational show, folks.
It really is.
Yeah. 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 Good night, Joe.
Well, I'll see y'all Monday. Wow.
Oh, wow. Keep going.
Wow. This is great radio, by the way.
Hey, man, I know everybody is scrolling along with us.
I'm sure that's the case. Now, this one particular picture.
Here we go.
She kind of looks like Paige Sporaniak, or however you say her last name. She does kind of, right?
Blonde hair and big boobs.
Well, yeah. They all look alike. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Blowing your trombone. Well, that was fun.
So there was a man in California got arrested for a DUI.
Did he have wood?
No wood. But they take a picture of his car after they arrested him. He was 3 times over the legal limit. This could be a country song, Marcy. 70 empty cans of Bud Light in his car.
70. 70. That's crazy.
And what's crazy is looked like he started with a 6-pack of Tall Boys, and then he got the rest in regular 12-ounce cans.
Well, I mean, once you get going, it's like you can't stop.
I'm just glad the police did stop him before that story got even more tragic.
It's nuts. Speaking of shotgunning beers, did you see Caitlin Clark the other night after they won the Commissioner's Cup?
Pure talent.
Now she didn't play. She's injured. But they won anyway, and she's shotgunning a beer in the locker room.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them were.
Well, what's better than that is what Sophia Cunningham was doing.
Twerking
to the camera. You know, isn't she the one that slept with the GM somewhere?
No, she was accused of, but she denies it.
She denies it. Okay.
Yes.
Well, the guy's an idiot then.
Well,
I mean,
doesn't mean he didn't try.
Yeah. But I thought that was in it. The Commissioner's Cup. That's kind of like the in-season tournament in the NBA. It really doesn't mean anything. Although what I did hear is those players got an extra $50,000 each.
Mm-hmm.
So considering their salaries are about $70,000 to $80,000, that's a pretty good bonus.
Hell of a bonus. And the video afterwards was a hell of a bonus that might get more people watching the WNBA.
Well, you know what? There are some shiny women in that league these days. There really is. Yeah.
I'm still looking at Viking Barbie.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think
we're research.
We're going to be doing that the rest of the show, I have a feeling. Very Sydney-like.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we're going back to Circa Las Vegas.
We are. Sydney's calling.
Uh-huh.
You guys should join us in Las Vegas.
You can see Sydney up close and personal.
Circa Las Vegas. We'll be doing the show August 21st and 22nd out there. That's a Thursday and Friday. Then we're staying for the weekend for the Circa Las Vegas Ultimate Contest Weekend. They got Circa Million and Circa Survivor. If you're going to Vegas between now and then, you can sign up. But that weekend is going to be a blast. It always is. Join us out there. Promo code Blitz when you get your rooms. And we made that easy for you, too. Go to sasportstar.com, click on the deal that says Circa, and it will take you to the reservation page to get your rooms with the discount already applied.
That is fantastic.
Now, if you do it directly from Circa's website, just promo code Blitz, and you'll save 20% on your rooms.
Yeah, you guys, you hear us talking about the trips. I think this will be our 4th one out to Circa, and they get better every time. So just saying, you need to make it a priority and get out to Circa and party with Jason and I, and it's always a lot of fun.
Always a lot of fun, and we do the show. We realize it's Vegas, but we always do a listener party on that Saturday.
Yep.
A couple people have managed to get into the limo with us if we're all on the same flights or going back at the same time because there's plenty of room and alcohol in that limo. Although it's not quite as fun driving back to the airport.
Well, it depends.
Although this time we got a much later flight on Sunday,
Yeah,
so we can totally enjoy the limo ride back.
We try to drink it all, though, from the airport to Circa when we get there.
Yes.
But it is fun. Seriously, y'all make it a priority. If you can get out there and party with us, it's a blast. It really is a blast. Circa Las Vegas. Looking forward to that, no doubt. Hey, tomorrow's the 4th of July, if you didn't know.
What?
Did you know that?
Already?
4th of July already, which the best thing about that is, I saw my buddy Ray today, and I said, Ray, about 3 weeks till training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for that either.
Can't wait.
Football season is right around the corner. But before we get there, we've got the 4th of July tomorrow. Do you have any special traditions, anything that you do, any special recipes that you barbecue up and grill up on the 4th of July? I know you probably do.
Yeah, except not this weekend.
Well, not this weekend, but you're going to tell us about past 4th of July.
Sure.
You'll do that. And we want to hear from you as well. What do you do on the 4th of July, or what do you have planned for tomorrow and this weekend, since it is a long holiday weekend? We want to hear from you. Either that's on YouTube. Go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can like and subscribe there. You can tell Jason at Jason Minix on Twitter. I'm at Joe Reinagel. Or better yet, why don't you give us a call and let us know? 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. 4th of July traditions next on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle.
He got in a crash at about 3:45 p.m. Officers arrived. They found an unresponsive person inside a white GMC Yukon. The driver suddenly regained consciousness and tried to flee the scene, but an officer had entered the vehicle to turn it off and render aid to the driver. So there was a cop in the car with him when he's like,
that'd be me.
Damn it. He woke up and he's like, oh man, I gotta get out of here.
Dude, I'm trying to help you, brother. I thought you would slow down.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss? Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation. Hidden Wonders. Our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our 2 caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken.
Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. Your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
July 4th Eve. That's where we're at here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Before we get into those traditions, have you been following this gambling thing with the Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz?
A little bit.
It's the craziest story. The league is investigating Ortiz for a pair of suspicious pitches in games this season that drew unusual betting activity. I mean, they're basically accusing the guy of cheating, gambling for gamblers or for his own purposes or whatever.
I'm really glad that they're able to watch that, because as gambling becomes more and more mainstream, legal in most states, not named Texas.
Yeah, not Texas.
I love to gamble on sports. Love to gamble. Love going to Las Vegas. Was excited to find $5 blackjack in Washington last week at 12 Tribes Casino. But you also want to make sure it's on the up and up. And the idea of, because it is so widespread, making sure that athletes are still performing with the integrity and they've got the abilities to catch stuff like this. So
they've got the pitches here on The Athletic, on its website. And one, they're saying that he threw a slider far outside the zone. It led to a walk and eventually a 5-run inning. The second pitch came in the top of the third inning of a June 27th game against the Cardinals. According to ESPN, there was, again, an unusual betting activity on the pitch to be a ball or hit by a pitch. So who knew? I didn't know you could bet on, is the next pitch going to be a ball or a strike?
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea. But that led to a 3-run homer and a 3-run inning. So it's crazy. And look, as much as we like to gamble, we don't want to see stuff like that.
No, and what's crazy when you're going on betting on particular plays, or in this case pitches, because I go back to a meeting that I was in the Alliance of American Football. That was a technology company driven league. It was all about the app, and the radio call of that was so important because of the lack of a delay. Because on television, you have a certain amount of delay. And with radio, well, like right now, we're on a 10-second delay, but you can turn that off for the broadcast, trusting that the broadcasters won't drop an F-bomb, which, a little risky. But because one of the deals was on the app, you could bet, will it be a run to left, a pass to left, a run, and it was fascinating.
Wow.
All the different things that you could gamble on. Because remember, MGM was one of the big investors in that league, and they wanted the technology, and we would test it during some of the broadcasts to see how quickly, because if you're watching on TV, you're going to be a play behind, more likely.
Yeah.
But if you're listening on the radio, and then they could take our radio feeds and have them with minimal delay on the app. That was one of those initial meetings that I was a part of during that first training camp here, is this is the goal of the league. And again, the value of the league was like the dude from the Carolina Hurricanes that bought it and shut it down. He didn't give a damn about football. He wanted to buy the technology.
Right. Well, I tell you what, it is interesting. And I love to gamble, but I'm not a guy that's going to sit there and watch a game and bet on every pitch or whatever.
But if you could and it was easy.
Well, maybe.
I know you.
I might.
I know.
Jacob Eric on our YouTube page said I made a lot of money in that game, and he's right. But I didn't notice a suspicious pitch, and I certainly had no inside information.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a typical straight bet guy. You know, if I'll bet on a team or whatever it is, I'm not the prop betting sometimes, but.
I mean, but again, if you're, I mean, it's on your phone.
Yeah, if you had it,
they're lining up for a field goal.
Yeah.
$5 if he makes or misses it. Now the odds are going to be higher if he misses it, but depending on the length. But you would be able to do that, or $5, $100, whatever it is, $1. But that was the idea behind it. So,
well, if they find out this guy did participate in that, I hope they make a big example of him. I really do, because you got to stop this kind of stuff in its tracks.
Absolutely.
One thing I don't want to stop are the 4th of July traditions or activities. What do you do? Do you do anything special because it's 4th of July with either family or friends or both or whatever the case may be? Now, you're not going to be in town this weekend, but if you were, what would you do?
I'd probably be out of town. If I were at home, depending on what I was doing and where I was going, whether if I was going up to the river or down to the coast or to somebody's house with a pool, because I don't have one, so you got to have friends with pools. So if I was going to your house, I'd probably make some ribs or see whatever you're doing. I like ribs. I know a lot of people like dogs and burgers, a little bit more traditional, but it really kind of depends on where you're at.
I get that. Now, I'm going to my family's. They're not coming over tomorrow, but coming over Sunday. A couple of my kids and their kids and husbands and all that stuff. And I will probably do just burgers and dogs. Just kind of a chill thing, but there'll be a lot of cold beer there.
Yep.
And so, yeah, and it's be a chill day to chill out, be in the pool.
I know, because I'm going to Denver in the morning.
Denver. Nice.
Yeah, going to a concert tomorrow night at Red Rocks, which would be cool because from what I understand, you'll be able to see all the fireworks that are going on in Denver while you're up in the mountains at Red Rocks.
Now,
kind of is the background.
You've been to that place before, haven't you?
Not for a concert, which it's a bucket list venue for us to go to a show there. When we were in Denver to see Rolling Stones a couple years ago, we went to Red Rocks just to see the venue, and it's incredible. So the whole traveling for concerts actually started with a show that we skipped at Red Rocks. We were going to go see Tom Petty at Red Rocks and didn't because of something dumb, and then he died. And I was like, well, anybody I want to see, I'm not going to wait for them to get to San Antonio. I'm going to go there. And
because they might die.
Well, you never know, right? Blues Travelers. I know they're playing at Whitewater at the end of the summer, but when they announced that tour and I saw they were at Red Rocks on the 4th of July, I mean, all right, cool. Let's go to Red Rocks.
Very cool, and I think it'll be a fun trip. It'll be a fun weekend for sure. What do you guys and gals do? Are there traditions that you have? Are there special barbecue recipes that you make because it's the 4th of July? What are you going to be doing there? You can comment on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star. Like and subscribe when you get there, por favor. Or you can check out Jason Minix on Twitter, at Jason Minix, me, at Joe Reinagle 210. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way. Give us a call, 210-656-3776, like Husky did. Husky, welcome to the Blitz. What are you doing this weekend?
Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, Holmes Husky class of 1985.
All right.
Okay, so check it out. This weekend I'm very, very stoked. So just got off work. I'm fixing to go pick up my wife here, and we're on our way to Houston. I'm gonna go pick up my grandson. He's 9 years old. It's our first time spending the 4th. We're bringing him to our home this year. We usually go up to Houston, but his mom's gonna cut him some slack, so he's going to come down here, and we're going to do the fireworks show tomorrow at Fiesta, Texas, and then we're going to do the Water World tomorrow on Saturday. I am psyched, guys. I am stoked.
Man, that is awesome. So wait,
awesome.
You've got to drive to Houston to pick up the kiddo, and then drive back?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Man.
Well, that's
but a weekend with the grandson is awesome.
Yes, sir. And Jason, one more thing. You mentioned Denver, so me and my wife, we just came from there, and we stayed in Black Hawk. They have a casino there. Are you familiar with that?
I am not, but I'm interested. So there's a casino nearby, which I figured there would be.
Hotel and casino. It's called Black Hawk. Check it out. It's awesome.
Well, I mean, look, Friday night's the show. Saturday is let's figure out what to do. And
Sounds like a Black Hawk day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe not during the day, but at night. Is it in lower downtown Denver, or is it out?
It's out. It's out, and it's out in the middle of God's country. The scenery is beautiful. Yeah, you're out in the mountains. It's right in dead in the middle of the mountains. It's awesome. It's like I said, Black Hawk, Colorado. It's pretty awesome. Check it out.
All right, man. I appreciate it. I'll see if Uber can get us out there.
Have fun, Husky, with the grandkid.
Absolutely.
Yeah, have a good time. That's interesting. A couple of people on our YouTube page, like Bubba Rivas, says it's his wife's birthday. Can you imagine being born on July 4th? That's pretty cool, I guess. So they're going to do a bunch of fireworks. I enjoy fireworks. Did I ever tell you the story, though, where I got a little way back when I was a knucklehead?
Yesterday?
I mean, really a big-time knucklehead
This
in
morning.
my younger days. And me and Jack Daniels were pretty good friends.
Oh,
back
yeah.
then.
Every good story starts with.
I'm just saying. So
you got all 10, right?
So, yeah, I do. Luckily.
All
so
21.
We're shooting bottle rockets. We're drinking all day. I'm feeling pretty good, and we're doing bottle rockets. And you know how it is, liquid courage. So I put a bottle rocket in the ground and I light it, and I'm running backwards to get out of its way, and this thing's like a missile launcher. It just goes down and. Right there, I had flip-flops on, hit me right on the top of the foot and went bam. And, of course, I'm like, Look at that thing the next day when I woke up. It's just like a hole in my foot kind of thing, just flesh everywhere. So I had to go to the doc, and that hurt worse than anything. They're scrubbing that thing out.
I'm sober.
Yeah, so that kind of ended my bottle rocket days. Plus, we were in the city. Don't tell anybody. And so that was illegal to begin with, and maybe that was karma. I don't know.
Have fun. I had an experience like that on New Year's one time. The deal fell over, and it shot me in the back and knocked me down. I thought I'd been shot. It was fine. Had a bruise.
Dude, back in my day,
yeah,
man, we used to have Roman candle fights.
Oh yeah,
you get a trash can lid as your shield, and yeah,
they still do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. We do.
I didn't think anybody did stuff like that anymore.
Yeah. No, be careful with them.
Yes, be careful.
Did you see the video out of California? A place called Yolo County, which
YOLO.
What a name. You only live once. But a warehouse full of fireworks exploded. Have you seen that video?
I have.
If you haven't, go find it. It's incredible.
It really is.
And scary as hell.
And a lot of upset people that won't have fireworks tomorrow.
No, but there was one hell of a fireworks show after that explosion.
It really was.
But in all places, Yolo County, like that really is a place. But have fun, get to Mr. W, just be safe, right? But, barbecue, get on the water somewhere, get out of town, stay in town, just be safe.
Have fun, man. That's what it's all about, and celebrate our country's birthday. That's what it's all about. I think 249, is this year, 249 years old, I believe. I only know that because I heard somebody say that next year is going to be 250. So that'll be a
simple math.
Well,
1776.
Even I can do that. So, so it is 249.
Now, getting some comments. I mean, math is hard.
It is hard.
Jacob Eric on YouTube says, "Don't be a Jason Pierre-Paul." Yes.
Oh, yes. Don't do that.
JPP has become the poster boy for what not to be on the 4th of July. John says, in high school, my buddy had a firework blow up in his hand, burned him bad, but we had two shiny Chavano Park EMS girls show up.
Shiny Chavano Park girls
joined us. We've learned a new term. The shiny Chavano Park girls.
Wow.
They were EMS too?
EMS in Chavano Park.
Sounds like the crew from Chicago Fire showed up at your explosions, right?
I had a friend named the Captain for obvious reasons.
Ah, okay.
Took a Roman candle to the eye.
You did.
Not me.
Oh.
I have a friend.
Oh,
we called the captain.
I thought your friend was Captain Morgan, like mine was Jack Daniels.
Because he had to wear an eye patch.
Arr. Did he have a parrot after that?
Well, everybody gave him one.
He definitely had some birds for us.
Wow. That's bad. My goodness.
I guess, we failed as talk show host coming up with the topic. Barbecue recipes. We need your bad firework experience stories to prevent other people from doing it.
That is it.
And Sam, don't shoot bottle rockets out of your bum. I mean, I know somebody's going to try that on Instagram to see if they can go viral, but because I think all of us have some sort of scary experience with fireworks, which is quite frankly part of the fun.
Well, it is because it's a little dangerous, and you want to try to see if you can get away with it. I'm not sure about sticking a bottle. Who the hell lights that thing? I mean, hey, I got a firework in my crack. You want to come light it for me?
I mean, look, would it surprise you if James Pledger did something like that?
It would not surprise me at all.
I mean, we all know somebody like Pledger. Pledger and his buddy Roach get into slap fights. They do a lot.
Roach?
That's
He's
his
got
name.
Roach, Captain? I mean,
for obvious reasons. Mr. Clip is always going to do something like this. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Pledge, with a little alcohol involved, decided, what would be fun? Let's try this.
Wow. So you've done this, Pledge?
No, I haven't done that.
Yet? Not that you'll admit.
I have strapped a whole bunch of fireworks on an RC car we bought just to drive it around and shoot fireworks off of it.
Well, that sounds like fun.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, I bet
Started
that is
chasing
fun.
my friends with it.
I bet that's fun. All right, we need to hear it. If you got a firework experience, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, however, we want to hear about it. Go to our YouTube page if you can, San Antonio Sports Star. Describe it there. You can describe it to Jason at Jason Minix on Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210, and the phone lines are wide open. 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. Fireworks, failures, or successes. Either way.
And again, have a lot of fun over the next couple of days, but also be careful. Now, if things go completely wrong for you and you find yourself arrested, make sure you keep this number handy, 210-225-2121. That's the number for my good friend Albert and his great staff there at AA Best Bail Bonds. You can even text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas. License number 149. Whether you're up in Dallas, down along the coast, anywhere in between. 4th of July weekend and you end up in cuffs. 210-225-2121 or online at mybestbailbonds.com.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Carbach Brewing kicking off the summer with their Music to Your Beer campaign to keep you listeners in San Antonio in a Love Street state of mind. Love Street's got 2 great giveaways going on. Carbach's giving away a custom pair of Love Street Air Force Ones designed by a local artist. Get you stepping into the summer in style. On top of that, you can head down to your favorite watering hole and look for the Love Street Beer Rep. They might be able to hook you up with 2 credits to your TouchTunes account so you can get the whole bar celebrating summer. You want details on that? Check it out at carbachbrewing.com. And if Love Street's not your thing, that's all right. There's something for everybody in the Carbach lineup. Hopadillo, fantastic IPA. That's their flagship IPA. You can even find the Double Dillo right now. That's Hopadillo Imperial for a limited time, but you can find that out and about in the wild as well. Ziegenbach celebrating the great taste of Texas summer. Chance for listeners to win a grill for their backyard. You can find that online at Carbach Brewing as well. Check them out, guys. carbachbrewing.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text BOSS to 321321. That's BOSS to 321321. BOSS to 321321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Fourth of July fireworks, successes, failures, ideas, they all count. That's what we want to hear from you. Let us know if you've had some of those or all of them for that matter. This is a Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. That's James over there in the glass box of fun. Getting ready for a long 4th of July holiday weekend. It's always nice when these holidays fall on a Friday or a Monday.
Absolutely. Turn it into a great long weekend, or if you planned accordingly, you take a vacation this week and you get an extra day, or like if you're going on vacation next week, you get kind of a free day.
You know, that's a smart guy to do that, isn't it?
Extremely.
Man, that guy's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been smarter if he took a couple extra days.
Huh?
What?
Make it a full ass 2 weeks.
Ryan Eagles.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I left last Wednesday, so it wouldn't have been a full 2 weeks. But if I'd have taken when I get back Wednesday, Thursday, then that would have been genius to be able to do that.
Genius.
I mean that would have been a great idea.
It was a great idea.
It was a great idea until those days were
it's a
denied
great
by
idea,
the boss.
Jim.
But you are gone all next week, and so you kind of get a free day.
I do, and it's nice. Yeah, my nephew's getting married a week from Saturday, so going to party a little bit beforehand.
Yes.
Yes.
I just 2 quick things. 1 4th of July reference.
Yes.
Dude on Facebook says, a reminder that nobody gives a damn about your fireworks videos.
That's true.
Yeah, but, everybody's going to post them.
Everybody's going to do that.
Do you? If you want to post videos, post your videos. If you don't want to watch them, keep scrolling, right? And then I saw this from the Fox TV station up in Dallas. U.S. plans to drop millions of flies from airplanes over Texas to fight flesh-eating maggots.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking I need to buy some more salt for my bug assault if they're going to drop more flies.
Dude, wow.
But the
flesh-eating maggots?
Federal government plans to release millions of sterile flies, whatever that means, over Texas and Mexico to combat the New World screwworm, a flesh-eating maggot threatening U.S. livestock. The flies are sterilized with radiation before released, aiming to disrupt the pest reproductive cycle and prevent larvae from hatching.
Well, so they can still boom chicka wow wow, but they just won't produce a baby.
Apparently.
Okay, I got you.
I don't know.
Wow, that's frightening, man. It's flesh-eating maggots. Come on, dude.
Dude, there's enough flies already. Do we need to drop millions more?
Holy cow.
And how do you collect 1 million flies and bag them up and then drop them from an airplane?
Well, you had a man and a woman fly and a bunch of them, and they're having babies, and you capture them. It took some time. I can hear this.
Thanks, Joe.
You think I'm an idiot?
Yeah, apparently, a new fly factory is expected to operate.
A fly factory now.
This is from the Fox 4 website out of Dallas.
Holy
a fly
cow.
factory is expected to operate in southern Mexico by July 2026. Following that, a fly distribution center will be established in southern Texas by the end of next year to import and distribute these sterile flies.
Nice.
It's like an Amazon for flies.
Apparently.
Now, being that this factory's in Mexico, are those flies going to be tariffed?
Probably. The fact that they're called the New World Screwworm fly. I feel like I'm making this up, but I'm not.
Dude, you can't make something like that up.
The screwworm fly. They're fine. Don't kill those.
We're gonna have to deport these flies, or
I have no idea.
I mean, I think they'll have all the proper paperwork.
Yes.
Apparently, the NWS fly, commonly known as screwworms, is a pest endemic to Cuba, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic.
I just can't. I didn't know there was flesh-eating maggots.
I mean,
but I guess that makes sense, right? I mean, a maggot kind of feasts on.
Aren't all maggots kind of flesh-eating?
I guess they are.
I mean, do you ever see a maggot on a live person, or are they on dead people?
They're on dead people
or dead animals
or trash.
Yeah.
Wow, that's just that. That's a horror movie. The attack of the flesh-eating maggot.
Due to the threat of the New World Screwworm. It sounds like something from the WWE, right? Doesn't it?
Yes. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad the flies, sterile ones, are coming to the rescue. Dude, that's a crazy. Did that just pop up on your phone or what?
It did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Flesh-eating maggots.
And look.
Click here.
Look at that and tell me you're not going to click on that. Well,
oh, my gosh.
Well done, Fox 4 up in Dallas.
It's a well-written headline.
Yes.
Yes,
yeah, like,
is.
how do you, what?
Flesh-eating maggots.
U.S. plans to drop millions of flies from airplanes over Texas to fight flesh-eating maggots. Story at 10.
Watch us or you'll die. That used to be the joke in ratings months, right? Because we'd have these stories at Ken's 5 and say it's almost like I wish they would have ended it that way. Watch us or you'll die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That would have got viewers.
If it bleeds, it leads.
That too. I don't know if that. I guess it's still the same way these days. I'm not sure, but crazy. Spurs rookies signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah, they both signed their contracts today. So, I mean, Spurs have done something. Not free agents, not trades. But let's give the standard rookie deals to our new draft picks before Summer League gets underway.
Well, they had to fly off to California today, so
yep.
They had to make sure that they were signed, sealed, and delivered before that happened. It's a pretty good rookie deal, and I forget to think about it, but I'm not sure what Cooper Flagg is making, but I'm pretty sure it's a pretty good chunk of change. Dylan Harper, 4 years, $56 million, roughly in that neighborhood somewhere. That not bad for a guy that's never played 1 second in the NBA. Go. I'm just saying that's not bad.
I didn't hear you say that when your quarterback Cam Ward with the Tennessee Titans signed his rookie deal for $50 million.
Well, I'm same thing. Guy hasn't played a minute.
He got drafted.
We
know draft picks make lots of money.
That's all that matters.
That's
all that matters. If I'm not mistaken, all of that is, I know it is in the NBA. It's all guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Cam Ward's is as well.
For the most part. Now, you think about the difference between being the second pick and the 14th. The rookie scale contract for Harper, he'll make $12.4 million this season, where Bryant will make $4.9 million.
Oh, a little bit of a difference. Although, I wouldn't poo-poo $4.9 million. If somebody wanted to give it to me,
I'll take that right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, but it is interesting when you think about the rookie scale. 2-pick versus you're both first rounders, but it's
yeah, it makes a difference, and that's that's why these guys fight for that, right? I mean, I want to be the number one pick. And Cooper Flagg, he's paid very well too, and as the number one pick. And Victor Wembanyama was paid very well, being the number one pick in the draft 3 years ago now. Right? He was 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was paid very well. I just wish he would take better care of himself. Don't you? Did you see that video? Trying to do a bicycle kick in a soccer field, and he falls flat on his back.
Now, first off, a bicycle kick from a non-soccer expert here seems to be a very high-level soccer maneuver that should not be tried by just anybody, let alone somebody that stands 7'5". Now, watching the way he did that, again, not a soccer expert, but you see where that ball is. I think he probably could have easily played that off of his chest.
And still gotten it over everybody's head.
Well, I mean, you play it off your chest, you kind of bounce it in front of you, you pass to yourself, and then you start dribbling forward, and you shoot, you score. But to try the bicycle kick and fail miserably, and if it's anybody else, we're making fun of the effort because that was pathetic.
Well, we should make fun of the effort anyway.
Well, no, because I'd rather that guy now be in bubble wrap. I don't want to see Wemby and all my expectations of what the Spurs do falling from, I don't know how high he went, but flat on his back on the ground.
Well, if this guy says his back is what? His back's taller than you and me, so that's a long way down.
Yeah. Well, he had to jump, and then he tried to flip and kick. I mean, dude. Now, I did see the video where he had the penalty kick, and he nailed it. He's obviously a talented soccer player. But we don't need to see bicycle kicks.
No, I don't want to see that either. Not where he falls down and hits his back. That's not good. It's been a very quiet day today, NBA free agency wise.
It's a holiday.
Well, it's not yet. It's not a holiday.
It's a holiday.
And the NBA doesn't take holidays.
It's a getaway day.
They don't take holidays.
I mean, they're all going to summer league, man. They're busy. They're on planes.
Well, those guys already have a job. We're talking about free agents.
Well, I mean, but the suits, man, they're getting ready for their barbecues.
Well,
man.
I suppose.
I mean, I imagine RC is somewhere getting his ribs prepped for the weekend. Maybe doing a little brisket.
He could be doing that, or he might have somebody do that for him.
I mean, Brian Wright is probably, getting the burger patties together.
You think Brian Wright's a burger guy?
I mean, you saw all those kids. I mean, it's burgers and dogs over there.
Yeah. Well, maybe
I mean, they're good hot dogs,
yeah.
but I mean, they're burgers and dogs.
What, Peter J. Holt, what do you think he's got on the grill?
Glizzies.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's a hot dog.
It is?
Yeah.
You sure?
But high-end.
A high-end?
High-end hot dog.
A high-end hot dog. Like the ones you buy at Tri-County.
Absolutely. Great hot dogs. Great hot dogs.
Yes.
Yes.
A glizzy. Please don't ever say that again. Don't we all wish we could see more wiener? Please don't ever say that again, Minix.
I mean, they're higher end.
Higher end pigs or what?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Are they not lips?
You can get an all beef hot dog. Yeah, Wagyu dog. You could do that.
A Wagyu dog.
Yeah.
Those aren't Wagyu dogs, are they?
Where?
At Tri-County.
No, but you can get them.
Well, sure. Do they taste better than a regular dog?
Dude, it's Wagyu. The Wagyu scraps are better than your Oscar Mayer.
I got in trouble one time on a radio show many years ago.
I'm shocked.
Saying that what hot dogs are made out of.
What are hot dogs made out of, Joe?
Apparently, I was told they're lips and hiney holes.
But you didn't say hiney holes, did you?
No, I did not. I did not.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you can't say that together.
What, hiney and holes?
What you actually said.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know how bad it is when you're doing a bit on Kiss back in the day and you get in trouble. You cross the line over there on Kiss.
I mean, know how you cross the line on that.
But what I'm saying is you realize if you got called into that boss's office.
Well, I didn't get called into anybody's office. It was kind of like, oh, Joe, you can't say that. I said, "Oh, I didn't know. I thought anything was."
Did John tell you did Lyle or Hahn tell you crossed the line, or was it your Ken's boss that said?
Well, I think it was a couple of different bosses.
Oh,
Lyle
yeah.
and Hahn, they didn't. They laughed. They
Well,
thought
of
it was
course
funny.
they did, because they knew they weren't going to be the ones in trouble.
Right.
And TV guy over there said it, not me, boss.
I just thought I was trying to be funny.
A lot of things you say that get you in trouble are trying to be funny.
I try to be funny, and I don't always succeed, but I try, Minix. And, sometimes you got to push the envelope a little bit. And then we try to do that here on the Blitz without getting in trouble. So I went with Heine Hole this time. So what are you going to do?
That sounds worse, actually.
It does. Not bad.
I mean, it is one of those things. On Twitter, is it Garris Herndon? Tweets in at Joe Reinagle 210 at Jason Minix. He's going to fire up his pit boss, throw on 2 racks of ribs, some chicken quarters, and play catch with his 2-year-old grandson.
Oh, how
sounds like
nice.
a great 4th of July.
That sounds like a great time.
Knucklehead question.
All right.
Can a 2-year-old play catch?
Yeah.
Are they at the age where they can actually play?
Well, I mean, you can't rear back and throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but yeah, you can play catch.
I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Since I've been around little ones. At what age is catch a thing?
No, I would say, it's just a little underhand toss, but,
So 2 minutes and then they're chasing sunflowers?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Garris knows how to do it. Obviously, he's a pro. 2-year-olds.
You playing with baseball or can you throw football? Run to the fence post and take a right.
Now, see, that might be a little tricky.
All right. Well,
that might be a little tricky, but, little catch. I think that's cool. Yeah, but the good news about that, Minix, is that you're not going to have to worry about doing it too long because they lose interest and they're going to go do something else, and that's when it's fine. You can go get yourself a cold beer.
See, Reinagle likes all his activities to be quick and then lead to a cold beer.
That's exactly right. You know me well, my friend. Yes, you do. You know me very well. Absolutely. And that's a good life to me. I mean, it sounds pretty good because it's all about me after all. LeBron James, is there a chance that the King gets traded from the Lakers? There's a lot of smoke out there, and we're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They've added extra outlets in the garage, a spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. For well over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Whether it's a commercial project, something at work, something at your house, call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074. 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Touchdown Vegas! What a wild finish!
Your home for the NFL.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
Want to know the secret to getting the best price fireworks for the 4th? 2 words. Mr. W Fireworks.
We've got pre-tariff pricing. Only at Mr. W will you find fireworks at the same prices as last year.
We don't charge hidden fees. And we never hike our prices.
Just the lowest prices anywhere, guaranteed.
More fireworks for less money. It sounds good, right? Find our location at MrWFireworks.com.
The secret to getting the best priced fireworks is at Mr. W Fireworks with pre-tariff prices.
Nobody beats our prices. Nobody.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing has you covered.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Good news for the Spurs. They got both of their rookies signed, sealed, and delivered. Rookie guard Dylan Harper reportedly signing a 4-year, $56.1 million deal. Carter Bryant, well, he signed his deal as well. Both of those guys going to the Summer League, although Dylan Harper will not play in the California Classic. Hopefully he'll be ready for Las Vegas. And the starters for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game have been announced. No positional starters for the Astros or Rangers.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Happy July 3rd, everybody. It's kind of like 4th of July Eve here in San Antonio on this great Thursday. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is here. James Pledger is here as well. Can we do that? I mean, we always say Christmas Eve. Everything's got an Eve.
Sure.
So it's July 4th Eve.
Yeah, you said kind of. It's actually true.
It actually is true.
I mean, it's a Thursday that feels like a Friday. Most people are off tomorrow. If you're working tomorrow, we appreciate you.
We'll
won't
think
be.
of you.
Yes.
Maybe.
You know, you talk about math being difficult.
Yes.
Pledge sent this to us earlier, and I haven't stopped thinking about this.
Wow.
Today's date.
Uh-huh.
We're now July 3rd.
Yes.
We're officially closer to the year 2050 than the year 2000.
Wow. That'll make you feel old. God, that really is. That's mind-blowing, isn't it?
It's almost like when you hear some of those, you know, the 70s or, you know, it's like we're further away. It's timestamps. You know, none of us that are now in our 50s feel that old, right? You're in your 60s. You don't feel that old.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Cruise turned 63.
63 today.
I mean, there's no way that dude is 63, but I've been watching him on movies most of my life.
Yeah.
That I can recall, right? But we're closer to 2050 than the year 2000.
Dude, that is incredible. Yeah, it makes you think. Boy, time flies. The fact that it's already July 3rd of 2025, it just seemed like, we were celebrating New Year's, and now all of a sudden, man, gee whiz.
Well, I went Sunday when I was in Seattle. We went to the Museum of Pop Culture. And, my wife is from there. We celebrate 30 years coming up. So I've been going to Seattle for 30 years, whether I like it or not. That's where we have to go a lot. All her family's there. So we went to this thing called the Experience Music Project when it first opened, which is now the Museum of Pop Culture. And we went in the year 2000. I didn't realize that's when that thing opened. But, it's kind of like, my goodness, so every 25 years we go to that thing is kind of how it is. But it is weird when you start putting timestamps on events or things, because I don't feel that old, right?
No, I don't feel that old, even though I know I am. And there's always reminders that you're getting older, but my mind still thinks I'm 25. Maybe 35. I don't know.
I don't know. Things you say on this show, we're all in the 5th grade.
Well, that's true. We are. But, yeah, I mean, mentally, I don't feel old. I think things are good. And you look back and stats like that one, and then your birthday rolls around and you say, wait a minute, how old am I? It's like, damn, what happened?
Well, it's it is funny when you say that, because I used to and I still feel this way, although I probably shouldn't. But when I actually was younger, when somebody would, pass away in your 30s or 40s, it was, oh, man. But everybody over 50, well, they had a good run. And now that I'm in that I've had a good run time frame, like, wait a minute.
I want to keep running.
Well, like if you woke up dead tomorrow, you'd be like, well, man, that sucks, but he had a good run.
Yeah, I guess.
Pledge is still at the age, he's 44 now. It's like, oh, man, you get to 50, you die, you've had a good run.
I guess.
But at what point do I get to adjust that? Because my whole life I look, like I'm at the age now, I used to think that was old. Now it's not.
Well, I used to think it was old. Now I think, 60 is the new 30. I mean, I'm trying to justify that thing, right? I mean, I don't know. You hear that all the time, which is pretty dumb, I think. But you know how it is. But I don't know. My father-in-law was 94, so and had all his faculties and all of that. So I just don't. Who knows when?
Well, that's it. But again, I look at. I see some people my age, and I look at them and go, how are we the same age? Right?
Exactly.
And I know you in your 60s, Mr. TV perfect hair guy. You probably think that about a lot of people.
Well,
there are people that just look old, even if they're not.
Yeah, it's funny because, and I don't think he's listening. Guy used to, my best friend in high school, I saw him after a few years, and I was like, damn, dude. You look old. But I mean, I'm fortunate, I guess. Fortunate that I have all my hair. And by the way, somebody yesterday just told me to stop dyeing my hair. I don't dye my hair. I don't. I'm fortunate that way. I'm lucky, and I thank my lucky stars. And every time I bitch about something that's going on there, I'm like, well, it could be worse.
It could be worse. I don't dye my hair either.
No, I don't. And now the goatee is a different story.
Yeah, you got to dye that.
I'll do that, yeah.
But your hair hadn't changed in the 30-plus years that I've known you.
No.
I think it's all we look younger than we are. I remember Uncle Phil was old on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Uncle Phil? Yeah, I remember that. Baby.
He was 45 years old.
Really?
During Fresh Prince. Like, people aged faster back then, it feels like.
Well, shut up, Pledge. You still get carded at the bar at 44.
I do, but I mean, you yourself, you don't look like you're in your 50s.
I have actually been with James Pledger. Not at the Rue Pub because they know him. I mean, he kind of lives there and has to pay rent. But there are places that you go. When we were in the one time, the only time that we've ever taken him to training camp, at a bar in California, a dude got carded.
That's crazy.
Now, I think part of that's just because he dresses like he's 14.
Well, speaking of that, kind of pisses me off. Look, if I'm with a group of people and you're going to card one dude, you better card all of us.
Do you want to be carded now?
Yeah. I mean, if you're carding somebody, if we're together and Pledge gets carded.
See, now you're starting to sound like my wife.
Well, I'm just saying. I tell the bouncer, I say, well, what the hell? Do you want to see mine too?
No, you look
I'm
old.
only 19.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. You got a long road ahead of you. But
is your grandson young enough to be here?
Yeah, like my daughter, she's going to get carded forever. Right?
She is. Now, she looks young.
Yes. But she knows she always has it ready. But when she gets carded, Joanna's like, I don't get carded? No.
Yeah, that's you get a smart-ass bouncer, and it's like, no, I'm not going to card you. You're good. Go ahead.
You're good. You're good. You're good. And even we were at a great bar name, by the way, last week in Lake Chelan, Washington.
Yeah.
It's called My Buddy's Place.
That's cool. I like it.
Well, because my nephew was like, let's go to my buddy's place. I thought we were going to see his friend. Be like me saying, hey, let's go to Rue Pub. My buddy Chip owns the place. Let's go over there. It's called My Buddy's Place.
That's a good way to put it.
They card you going in, and the great thing about traveling with your kid is she can go up to the bar and order. Every time she went up there, they carded her. I'm like, dude, same bartender. She's got a hat on that says, put it on my dad's tab, and that's what she's telling them. And they still carded her every time.
You're making your daughter go up and get you beer every time?
You're damn straight, I'm paying.
Wow.
Yep.
You fly, I buy.
Wow.
You know how that works. I've seen you at the bar with your kids. You're the same.
You didn't have to tell everybody.
I think they all know.
Well, of course. I mean, and it's the way it should be. Hell, I was my dad's remote control back in the day when there were no remote controls.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of the way it works. I don't know. Fun stuff. I tell you what's not fun stuff. You realize we're in the NBA free agent period.
No, the Spurs don't.
Well, they don't. But if you agree to somebody, or a free agent, to come to your team, you can't make that official until next week because the free agent period runs through July 6th, which is Monday. So you can't officially sign anybody until after that. That may end up screwing the Sacramento Kings and the Denver Nuggets, as we found out. And we'll tell you what's going on there when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
A lot of baseball going on today. Raven, the Astros and Rockies are playing as we speak. You want to take a swing at picking baseball this season? Do it on Underdog with their great pick'em game. Love playing the pick'em game where you just have to choose whether a player is going to go higher or lower on stats, whether you're talking about total bases, home runs, strikeouts. Underdog is just a ton of fun to play. Millions of fans have won billions of dollars. The Underdog app has over 100,000 five-star reviews, and you can play for as little as $1. So go download the Underdog app. Sign up now. Use my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use promo code STAR when you sign up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See UnderdogFantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really? Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything, but while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Woohoo! Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1.
Yeah, you get all excited, Minix, about signing a free agent, improving your team, and then all of a sudden something goes completely haywire. That could actually be happening to the Sacramento Kings and the Denver Nuggets.
You know, and we've seen it a few times in the history where this period where you agree to, but you can't make it official, and somebody will back out of a deal.
We have seen that firsthand here
in San Antonio.
Yes.
That has happened, and but that was to go to another team. This is going to another country in another league. It's completely different.
Could very well be. I guess the Denver Nuggets are going to have to sell this guy, but it's Jonas Valanciunas is seriously, according to Mark Steins, thinking about leaving the NBA and going back to Europe and playing there. And if that happens, my goodness, the Sacramento Kings will be screwed. Obviously, Denver won't like that. They got him, for a reason. But boy, this could be bad for both of those teams.
No, the trade can't be made official until Sunday. Now, reading the Mark Stein tweet, the fact that he does want to return to Europe, and apparently getting offered to join Panathinaikos, or however the hell you say it. I don't know if they're offering, but he says he is seeking a buyout from his NBA contract.
Uh-huh.
Can you do that? I mean, hey, I want a buyout, or do you just get an actual release? Like, can he actually get a bucket of money to take with him to Europe, not play in the NBA? To me, that seems like BS, but because the trade can't be made official until Sunday, Does the trade basically just get unwrapped and nobody's going anywhere?
Well, that's a great question, and quite frankly, I don't know the answer to that. If he wants a buyout, it's complicated, and this is just coming down. It's really just breaking at this moment in time. Not sure what the parameters are. But it's obviously Sacramento makes the trade, and for salary cap purposes. To fit people in. And if he's got to go back, then I don't know. They may have no choice but to buy him out. I'm not sure how all that works.
Now, you think about a great addition to Denver. Basket News reporting that he has recently signed with the Nuggets. Now, I don't know if that's accurate.
I don't think legally he can just yet.
But going to. But then, I see the Mark Stein talking about seeking a buyout from his NBA contract. I ain't giving you crap. If you're quitting, you're not getting a dime.
Yeah, that seems
in fact, I would think, can I sue you?
A breach of contract, right? Isn't it? I don't know. It's odd how this is and how it works. Now, in our situation, it wasn't a trade. It was a free agent, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Morris, yeah.
So that obviously a little bit different, but I don't know. It's something to watch, that's for sure. And somebody asked us on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star, go there, like, and subscribe, about the Kevin Durant deal and how that there could be teams added to it. Well, same thing. It can't be made official yet. So they could add some things to this and do all kinds of stuff until it is actually official.
Because it apparently isn't officially official yet, there could end up being 7 teams involved in this deal.
Yeah.
None of the other teams are called the San Antonio Spurs. Hawks, Nets, Warriors, Lakers, and Timberwolves would be the other 5. And could LeBron be a part of this deal? Now, Yahoo's Kevin O'Connor on his podcast. Now, this was from a day or so ago. This sounds like he was throwing spaghetti on the wall, but it might be with a little bit of additional knowledge that, man, I'm hearing this. I don't know if I could report it. So let me pose this as a possibility, a what if.
If you really want to get crazy, you could say that the KD to Houston deal involving Phoenix is not done yet. Like it's still, you could add third teams or fourth teams. So I like to think about, well, Phoenix wanted Butler. So maybe you send LeBron and Bronny James to Golden State, Jimmy Butler to Phoenix, Kevin Durant to Houston, and then Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks to the Lakers. What do you think about that idea?
Well, I think it's a great idea, Jim. He got excited about that, didn't he? What? He got excited about it. What fascinates me is the smoke for the LeBron James trade is growing. I mean, it is. He accepted his player option, so he's got 1 year left on his contract. There's been no talk of any extensions being offered to him by the Lakers. So they are seeing LeBron as a tradable asset with an expiring contract. And so it's growing, and I hear people talking about it all over the place that this could very well happen. Now, LeBron hasn't said anything, and when Bronny was asked about it, he didn't know what to say or how to say it. So it's interesting, but this thing appears to be growing legs.
The speculation in the media is going to be there because the way things have worked out right now, this is what we know. Now, we don't know about any private conversations LeBron has had with the Lakers. What we know is he opted into the final year of his deal. And by all reports, did not ask for an extension, nor did the Lakers talk to him about, hey, you want to sign an extension. They didn't offer one. So the first time in his career, LeBron will go into a season without any years left on a contract following the season. We all know those become very tradable contracts.
Yep.
Whether it's at the deadline or at any point, because you want to get something in return for that player. Now, the Lakers, I think, still want to try to run it with LeBron and Luka, and they've added DeAndre Ayton, and maybe this is LeBron saying, let me see what the Lakers are going to do, and if they're not putting together a team that can compete for a title, then I might request a trade. I don't think he's done that yet, although there are rumors with him at Golden State, rumors to Dallas, although what it sounds like when it comes from a Mavericks perspective, they are interested in LeBron, but only in a buyout situation, which is something else that could happen. It kind of feels like, and one of the national guys was, I don't remember if it was Windhorst or whoever on ESPN. The Lakers were kind of hoping that LeBron would opt in and announce this would be his final year.
Yeah.
23 years for number 23 and have the celebration, and that's not happening. Or that hasn't happened yet. He hasn't announced that this would be his final year. And the way he's playing, not there. Then you go to Rich Paul. Rich Paul said that LeBron wants to be able to compete for championships in his final years. Years is plural, which means more than one.
Mm-hmm.
So LeBron isn't done, but he might be done with L.A. if he doesn't think L.A. would be in the mix for a title. I look east, the Knicks or the Cavs would be a great spot for LeBron James.
And look, if you're the Lakers, it behooves you to trade the guy. Get something for him instead of letting this year play out and he becomes a free agent and he's free to sign anywhere. So I could see them trying to work a deal now or, as you mentioned, maybe halfway through the season before the trade deadline. But look, if you've got a LeBron James, I wouldn't kick this Laker team to the curb. If you've got LeBron, Luka, and if DeAndre Ayton shows anything on the floor, any kind of talent at all, which we know he has, it's between his ears that he's had a problem with, then I think they've got a team that can make some noise. Now, can they win it? I don't think so, but certainly can make some noise. So Lakers have a decision to make.
And again, if you're LeBron, do you want to make noise or do you want a chance to win? And again, the Lakers were what, the 3 seed last year?
Yes. Beaten the first round.
He's Dak Prescott. I stole that from you. I stole that from you. I had to. You put it on a tee.
I did.
Oh, but seriously, when you look at, again, Oklahoma City is Oklahoma City. Denver, they got better. Even if this trade falls apart, they're still better. You got Minnesota, Houston. I look in the East, especially with, Boston won't be a factor next year. Atlanta's better, but they're not going to be a factor as far as winning a title. I like Cleveland. Indiana won't be a factor next year. They don't have Miles Turner. They won't have Halliburton. Cleveland, this year, their injuries just hit them at the wrong time. They were really, really good.
Yep.
And the Knicks should be really, really good. If I'm LeBron, I'm forcing my way to the East.
Yeah, I would do that if I'm him. If he seriously is looking for another ring before he rides off into the sunset, look, Orlando's going to be good too. I think that's a team that's going to come out of the blue and be pretty good this year. But still, you're talking about a handful of teams that have an opportunity to win in the East. In the West, you got a whole bunch. Some really good ones, and the competition obviously much tougher in the West than it is in the East. I would love to see the guy go back to Cleveland. I just think that'd be a nice storybook ending, and if they do something, and can you imagine if he goes there and they win a championship next year? He's already a hero in Ohio, but my God, he'd be God status after that if that happened.
Since we're throwing spaghetti on the wall.
Yeah.
Detroit probably is going to be better.
Oh, Detroit, yes.
And what do you do with Milwaukee? If you're the Bucks trying to get Giannis to stay, you don't have Dame Lillard anymore. You added a Miles Turner. But could you coax a LeBron James to Milwaukee to make Giannis happy?
Wow. I guess it would depend on what the Lakers want. But at this point in time, they may not be able to pick and choose what they want, right?
The Lakers' biggest thing about trading LeBron is getting Bronny off the books, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Thank you, Jeannie Buss, for doing that.
But you look at the teams in the West, does LeBron going to any of the – he makes every team better because he is LeBron James and he is that great of a basketball player. But one, who could absorb the salary and fit him in, but you look at the best teams in the West, whether it's Oklahoma City, and again, everybody could figure out how to utilize LeBron James, right?
Oh, yeah.
But does he Oklahoma City's the defending champions. He can't go to Houston because again, it's LeBron. You could figure it out. Denver, could he just stay in LA and go to the Clippers?
That would be interesting, would it not?
I mean, all the things we said about Kevin Durant to Minnesota, don't they all apply then to LeBron James?
Absolutely.
But would he go to Minnesota?
Don't know. I don't think he's afraid of the cold weather, though. He's played in cold weather cities.
No, but again, though, I mean, Golden State makes a lot of sense because he and Steph Curry have talked about wanting to play together for a long time.
Yeah.
But, man, you think about the age of that team. If you had a Curry and a Draymond Green and a LeBron James, I don't know if you saw the memes, with Aaron Rodgers and all the old people they've signed in Pittsburgh. Did you see that meme the other day of that Dan Marino, Emmitt Smith TV commercial and some of the other old guys?
Yeah.
Here's the 2025 Pittsburgh Steelers. That would be the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, no question about it, although it would make them very, very tough. And it'd be entertaining to watch, no doubt. I just want to see if this is going to happen. But what does baffle is something you said, and we talked about it yesterday. Why is Bronny attached to LeBron's hip? I mean, it seems like in every scenario that's laid out trade package-wise, it's always LeBron and Bronny.
Bronny has earned that.
I mean, I think it's obvious.
Well, maybe because the Lakers are insisting on it. Well, if that happens,
or maybe LeBron is. I mean, really no different than Giannis's brother having an NBA job, right? I mean, there are roster spots taken up by DNA because it makes stars happy, right? And there's a distinct possibility, and it might have been a factor, LeBron opting in as opposed to opting out and becoming a free agent this year. You opt in, force the trade, because then that guarantees you've got an opportunity to play with your son in a new destination. If he becomes a free agent, I mean, Bronny, a second-round pick, has a guaranteed contract with the Lakers. So, no guarantee if he were to sign, say, with, I don't know, Cleveland, would then Cleveland make a trade with the Lakers? Now, you think they probably would because it would be part of it, but this does create the package deal scenario with LeBron opting in and becoming a very tradable asset versus if he opted out and could have chosen his own destination, he couldn't do that and guarantee that Bronny is a part of it.
Well, look, if the Lakers are insisting on it or if LeBron is insisting on it, if I'm a trade partner in that, why do I have to agree to that?
I mean, it comes with it. Now, and I will say this: I don't think the Lakers are insisting on it. I think LeBron, I'm just guessing, but if the Lakers really wanted to get rid of Bronny, they can cut him. They could cut him and buy him out, and dude, you're done.
Well, they
right?
could.
They could, but LeBron opting in, and again, just trying to make sense of a situation. What is more likely? More likely, LeBron could still kind of force a trade and get where he wants to go, but ensure that Bronny is a part of the deal, if that's a factor, by getting traded as opposed to the other way around.
I guess it would have to depend on how bad you want LeBron James to agree to that package. If it's father, son, take it or leave it. And, I mean, the Lakers going to agree to that or Cleveland? I mean, that just seems like it seems like a very strange situation, and I think you would have to truly just be enamored by LeBron James, wanting him on your team to take that. I just, see, the world has gone nuts, Minix.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's gone nuts where guys can, say, well, I'll come play for you, but I got to bring the son with me. And it's like, when did the NBA turn into a father take your son to work day?
Well, I mean, when you got one of the best players that's ever played the game,
And then another one who shouldn't even be in the NBA.
I mean, you say that.
Bronny has earned it.
Yeah. Shouldn't be in the NBA.
I mean, G League superstar.
Hey, get some minutes on that Staples Center floor or crypto, whatever it is these days. I don't know what they call that thing. I don't know. It just seems very strange to me, but there is a lot of smoke involving LeBron James, and he's been very quiet. Have you noticed that? I mean, doesn't he have a podcast on a regular?
It's pretty irregular podcast.
Okay, because he's been extremely quiet on this, and the only reason Bronny talked about it because he's going back to the Summer League, and he was asked about it. He said absolutely nothing. So good for him to not spill the beans about anything. If he actually knows anything, who knows?
He just does what Dad tells him.
Well, that's a good son. It's a damn good son right there. All kids should learn that lesson and do what Dad tells you to do, especially if you're a bazillionaire and your son isn't.
LeBron just dropped an episode with Kevin Durant 2 days ago, and our producer has done a fantastic job of cutting it all up and giving us the audio. But apparently he didn't say much in there because I haven't seen anything about this anywhere.
I haven't seen anything either, so I don't know if he didn't talk about this or not. But
talk about the Houston food scene, maybe.
Perhaps. Does LeBron know about that?
I'm sure he does.
I wouldn't be surprised. Who knows? We'll wait and see, but there's definitely smoke when it comes to that. There's no question about it. What about Dak Prescott?
It has nothing to do with Bronny's son.
He doesn't?
No.
And his son, he has a son, doesn't he?
No.
Son and a daughter? Or
Daughters.
2 girls?
Yeah, he's a girl dad.
He's a girl dad.
Yeah.
How about that? Well, I like him even better now. Good for him. But they're not old enough to take to work just yet, so we don't have to worry about that. But is he overrated? There is a CBS reporter that claims Dak Prescott is the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1. We're going to draw one name of a person that sold their car to GiveMeTheVin.com and give them $25,000.
Wow. Give Me the Vin is giving away $25,000 in cash every month.
Could you imagine being that person? Wouldn't that feel great?
That would be awesome. Well, honey, you won.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Heather Krager of Dallas, Texas won $25,000 and Give Me the Vin's big cash giveaway.
That's so cool.
You could be next to get a little more, maybe a lot more.
I guess that old Mercedes was worth more than I thought.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Vacation mode? Check. Don't forget your furry friend. Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit in Selma offers daycare, boarding, grooming, and more. Discounts for military teachers and first responders. Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit, where pets play, stay, and feel at home.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. 21 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy. And from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Lowe's knows how to set off your July 4th with savings. Right now, buy one, get one free on select one-coat coverage interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Plus, get two select 2 or 2.5 quart red, white, and blue annuals for just $10. Hurry, these July 4th deals won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for more details.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
You know what I love, Jason, is that people on our YouTube page at San Antonio Sports Star are pretty smart sometimes. Got Garza says LeBron's younger son is going to be in college this year, meaning he could come out next year. Maybe the Lakers have told LeBron that they're not going to drive another son. Could that be possible? Can you imagine it's LeBron not going to another team and saying, well, you know, I got another kid, and I really want to play with both of them at the same time.
The LeBron hate is comical. I mean, that's as likely as you waking up bald next week. I mean, you and A.J. Hoffman could be twins.
Yeah, well, you think?
No.
I don't carry around stuffed animals all day.
I mean,
have you ever seen a grown man carry around a stuffed animal with him all day? Does he take that thing home?
I don't want to know what he does with that kitty.
I'm just wondering. I know his family's here. I'm wondering if, that kind of gets in the way. If your dad walked in with a stuffed animal and it wasn't for you, hey, Daddy!
If we weren't at the fair?
Yes. Well, that's Daddy. Yeah, I worry about AJ a little bit, walking around with that stuffed animal all the time. I figured he grew out of that, I don't know, 30 years ago.
You worry too much about AJ's kitty.
No, does he have one? What are we talking
He
about?
shows it on YouTube every morning.
Stuffed animals or what? Are we still talking
It's
about
just
that?
creepy when you see him stroking that kitty.
Exactly. It is.
I mean, it's I'm just glad Pledge puts it away every day.
The kitty?
Yes. Somehow James Pledger has become the keeper of the kitty.
Wow. That's awful nice of you, Pledge.
Well, I know you're utter disdain for the kitty.
Well, I do. And I'm not telling anybody how to mourn, when you lose. But, I mean, really?
I mean, yeah. Well, I think we should put that outside by the water bowl that's still there. I mean, that would be the proper tribute to the cat nobody knew about but A.J. Hoffman.
Well, I will. I want to get him a stuffed coyote. Maybe he can carry both of them around. Yeah, that might work. They make those. The Spurs sell that. Maybe a Spurs coyote stuffed animal. Give him that, and he can relive the moment.
We have a coyote bobblehead right here on the shelf.
Yeah, we do.
And he puts it next to the kitty every day.
That's funny.
That is funny.
I mean, no wonder that stuffed animal is so freaky looking. I mean, if it was a good-looking stuffed animal, maybe, but it's a weird-looking kitty.
Nobody wants a weird kitty.
Oh, my goodness.
You're right about that.
Yeah, nobody. Well, it depends on how much you had to drink. You know what I mean?
Define weird kitty.
Well, the list is long and lengthy, but distinguished, right?
What do you mean long and lengthy?
Well,
Doesn't that mean the same thing?
I guess it does.
It's supposed to be the list is long and distinguished.
Yes, that's stealing a line from Goose in Top Gun, right? Although he wasn't talking about kitties, I don't think.
You know?
Dude, I had to, back in the day.
Long and lengthy?
And weird looking.
Back in the day? What are we talking about now?
Yeah, not stuffed animals, okay? We're not talking about that. That's for sure. Jake Fisher has an update.
Oh, yeah?
On Jonas Valanciunas.
Oh, yeah?
He says discussions are fluid between the Veterans Center and Denver, sources say. While he's received a lucrative offer from Greece, I'm told, though, that any outcome here won't impact the trade between Sacramento and Denver. That's according to Jake Fisher. We're just talking about that Valanciunas is thinking about leaving the NBA for Greece for a lucrative offer.
Now, how does that not impact the trade?
Well, if he doesn't leave, it doesn't impact the trade.
Is there a possibility that the player won't do anything with this Greece team until Tuesday? Let the trade get finalized and then bounce.
Good.
Which would screw a team.
Well, it would screw Denver for sure.
I mean, I'm looking at. Are they at the? Do they have the ability to ripcord this thing at this point? I got to be honest with you. If I'm Denver, if I can unwind this trade, I'm doing it.
Well, they could. I mean, nothing is official. So my assumption would be, yes, they can.
But I got to do it before it becomes official on Sunday.
That is correct.
If there is the possibility that this dude bounces, and I go back to the Mark Stein trying to get a buyout of his NBA contract. Dude, I don't know the legalities of an NBA contract, but if you're quitting to go to a league overseas, why would I buy you out? To me, you would be the one in breach of contract. You should have to buy out your own contract, and we're going to seek some financial compensation from you. And again, I mean, Denver hasn't given him a nickel yet, right? Because he's on his way to getting traded there. But I'm trying to unwind that trade because I don't want a guy that is thinking about being somewhere else to begin with.
Well, look, and again, if I'm Denver and I'm talking to this guy and I need some assurances, or I would get out of the trade. Nothing is official. So the way I see this, nothing is stopping Sacramento or Denver from saying, okay, this is over. There's no trade here. But you've got to get some assurances from this guy, and I'm not sure how you do that until he signs on the dotted line, and then you've got some contractual control. But it's a weird story, but that is the latest update. So we'll see what happens, man. It's crazy. You don't see this very often when it comes to trades.
He apparently has 2 years left on his deal, $10.4 million guaranteed for 25, a team option in 26. Unless Denver is wanting to buy him out, because that's not a lot of money NBA-wise, but why would I buy you out and let you leave? Why would I give you any money for you to quit and go to another league, especially if I just gave up an asset for you, unless you were trying to get out of that other deal and you bought a player with the idea of we can buy him out and let him go to begin with. If that was a part of Denver's original thinking, their benefit is sending Dario to Sacramento. Get that guy off the books. We'll bring this guy in. He's got $10 million this year and then an option next year, team option next year. So they've only committed to him a year. And maybe this is Jonas saying, all right, look, if you guys are going to buy me out, I got an offer in Greece. Can we get that done? I mean, there might be more to this than what we're seeing on Twitter, because if they traded for him just to buy him out, let him go.
Well, I don't know why Denver would do that. If
to get rid of Dario.
Well, perhaps,
and get that one off the book. But I also look at this guy. I mean, when the trade was made, man, you got a great backup for the Joker.
Well, exactly, and it fit a need for them. I don't think this is something they made a trade and they're just going to let the guy go. If I'm Denver, I guarantee you, I'm watching the clock and I'm calling the league and saying, forget it. I'm done. We're not doing this trade. Send Darko back here, and we'll figure out something else.
Let's look up the other contract that went over there, because again, we see trades made all the time where player gets there and he doesn't even show up in the city because he gets bought out and goes. And maybe that's part of the communication that there has been, which is why he's looking. All right, well, if my NBA days are over, I'm going to Greece to play where I could still make money because I got a lucrative offer over there.
I just can't imagine Denver doing that. I mean, it fits a need. That's why they made the trade. It fits a need for them, and so and plus the guy's you're only on the hook for 1 year, so I can't imagine them making a trade for a guy like this who is a pretty good player, decent player, and you're just going to let him go and buy him out. I mean, that to me seems dumb. If Denver's doing that, that seems extremely dumb. So we'll see what happens, but I just can't imagine Denver doing that. If I'm the Nuggets, I'm pulling the cord on this thing, unless I've got some assurances he's not going anywhere.
Well, and again, that's why I'm like, reading all these tweets from Mark Stein and Jake Fisher, with the buyout being on the table, why would I buy you out if you're going to leave, unless that is something that Denver talked about doing when they made the trade. We're making the trade for you, but we're going to buy you out. You're never going to play here. Don't look at real estate here because you're not going to be here. If you want to go to Europe, that's fine. And buying out his contract, I don't think he would get all $10 million. It would probably be some sort of negotiated buyout to let him go. But unless Denver really, their goal was to get a salary off the books and not really have a backup center for Joker.
Again, that just doesn't even compute in this case. I can see it being a lesser player, perhaps, but not a guy of this stature. And I just think it fits a need. I just can't imagine Denver was doing that. And Sarkic, or however you say his last name, I can't imagine he was making that much money. So I don't know. That would shock the hell out of me if that was the case. But stranger things have happened, and I haven't seen this happen. Well, in a trade scenario, it happens free agent-wise, but in a trade scenario, I can't even imagine. This guy averaged 3.5 points a game.
Woo, big time.
Dario Saric is who I'm talking about. So I'm looking for his contract, but I can't imagine that.
2 years, $10.5 million. So money's about the same.
Well, no, it's not. If you're talking about Valanciunas is making $10 million a year.
Yeah, but he's got a team option for next year. So, in reality, same money and no player option next year.
It's not going to happen. They didn't trade for this guy to just let him go and buy him out. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, especially if you're talking about the same amount of money. I mean, what good does it do you to do that? I don't think they did it for that. I think Valanciunas woke up and Greece called and said, "Hey, we're going to give you $1 bazillion. How can you get out of that NBA contract?" And all of a sudden, little Valanciunas said, "Hey, I need to get out of this contract." I can't imagine that Denver did that just to let this guy go.
Buy me out. I don't know. Just reading all these different tweets, it just seems so businesslike. Like I'm freaking out. Like, why don't do that? All these others, which, again, you've seen players traded and waived or bought out almost immediately. So, I don't know.
Strange situation either way, but he fit a need. And boy, if you had a guy like this under what they added with the sharpshooters that they had, then Denver's a player. So, that'd be interesting. It'll shock the hell out of me if that was the case, if we find out later that was the case. I mean, I just can't imagine that Denver would do that, especially with this kind of I think Sacramento was trying to get this guy off the books. Strange situation, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, it's weird because a lot of activity early, which you expect when free agency opens. It's a week. feels so dead yesterday and today.
Yeah, today seems
and
really
then
dead.
You figure over the weekend you're going to see the rest of the free agents because there's still some pretty big names available. Yet the Spurs, they've made one move. One move. Now, granted, I like the move, but disappointed is probably the right word, that there hasn't been more activity. You're not even seeing the Spurs rumored to be in for this guy or that guy, which is, again, a little bit odd. I mean, I hate to lose. We all hate to lose. But if you saw the Spurs connected to this, that, or the other, you feel like there's some activity going on.
At least they're making some phone calls.
Right? I mean, there's something. Now, granted, we've all been around the Spurs long enough to know that if you hear about it in the media, it probably ain't going to happen. But in today's world, how much has changed with Pop no longer running the show, and also a lot of the chatter comes from agents. And sometimes it's BS with agents just trying to get their client's name out there. But because I know nothing's coming from the team. Nothing ever comes from the team. But agents talk. And so just to not even hear the Spurs are in on this dude or in on that dude, that's, to me as a Spurs fan, it's been an extremely disappointing free agency period when I was expecting something.
Well, you're expecting more than one move for a backup center that's going to give you about 15 to 20 minutes a game. That's for sure. And again, I'm with you. I think it was a need, it was necessary, and it was a good move. I have to believe that the Spurs like what they have constructed, or they still have hope in what they have there. And I'm talking about players that have been there for a while now, in Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, even a Jeremy Sohan in that respect. And they want to see how this group, as constructed, with the additions of De'Aaron Fox, with the addition of the center from Boston, I don't know that there's any other way. And if it's a timeline, or this is how they're skipping steps, or they still want to see how this guy plays with that guy and how the guy, it baffles me, and it is disappointing. And I think that's a good word to use here. And it's extremely disappointing. I don't get it at all. But then we sit here today. Free agency period ends July 6th, so we still got a couple of days, Minix. Maybe it'd be a busy weekend for the Spurs. You think?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I kind of don't think so either. Unfortunately,
they're maneuvering like they're on a beach in Mexico.
That's a good place to be.
I mean,
or the pool. With a cold drink in hand, it's a hell of a place to be.
Anywhere there can be a cold drink in hand.
It's a pretty good place to be.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Speaking of cold drinks in hands, what are your plans for tomorrow? For the weekend, you got a long July 4th holiday weekend. Any special plans, any traditions that you have, any fireworks stories that you have that either went very good or terribly wrong?
We want to hear about the mishaps, let's be honest. You had a firework mishap, or you know somebody that does. You got a good story. We need to hear it. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
Let's hear from you when we return on the other side here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, let me tell you a little bit about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. Love talking about Stevens Roofing. A family-owned company, local company, and they are absolutely the best in the business. And I know this because they've been in business for a long time, and they're not going anywhere. That tells me they got a long, long list of satisfied customers. They do because they do things right. You know, the best thing you could do for your roof right now, especially if you've been in your home for a little while, or even if you haven't, summer's coming. I know we've had a lot of rain, and it hasn't been as hot as it can be, but you know it's coming. If you've lived here for any time at all, you know it's coming. So call up Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. Tell them you want them to send a crew out to check your roof. Make sure that everything is okay. That's exactly what they will do. Their experienced team's going to come out. They'll inspect your roof for free with no obligation. They're going to make sure it's sealed, secured, and energy efficient. They want to make sure you're protected for the long haul. It doesn't matter what kind of roof you have, it's metal or composition. If you've got a commercial building. They can check that out as well. They do it all. They cover all the bases. Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net. Either way, you can get that free roof inspection scheduled. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the best in the business. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
If you've been injured in an accident, you know there's no shortage of attorneys who want your business. But when it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years. We've successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 five-star reviews on Google. So, who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation. Hidden Wonders, our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our 2 caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Astros take it on the chin this afternoon to the lowly Colorado Rockies, losing 7-6. Minix tells me they had 2 on in the top half of the ninth.
Yeah, 2 on, 2 out.
Couldn't get it done.
Out.
They lose 7-6.
No sweep in Colorado.
Spurs announced they've signed rookie guard Dylan Harper. They've also signed Carter Bryant.
Who?
Yeah, the 2 rookies, 19-year-olds.
Yeah, rich kids.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And I got to start out with a congratulations to all of you who are just getting off work right now. Welcome to a long 3-day weekend. So happy, though, you're decided to share a part of your day with us here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This is The Blitz. I'm Joe. He's Jason. That's James over there in the glass box of fun doing what he does. And, man, I tell you what, it's 5 o'clock. We got an hour to go. I get a little antsy about this time.
Are you?
I won't lie to you.
Are you starting to watch the clock?
A little bit. Every time I watch it, it moves a little slower. I think it goes backwards.
Well, it's because you're old.
It really?
I mean,
I wish it would go backwards. I don't know, 20 years.
Do you really?
Yeah. And if people ask that all the time. But if
I remember your wife from 20 years ago. You don't want to go back to that.
I don't want to do that. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, think about what you're saying.
I would like to go back, though, and know what I know now, right? I mean, so but unfortunately, that's not the case. And then you put it that way, no, I'm happy being right here in 2025, July 3rd. Good point.
You know, we got a couple of Freds that are making good comments on our YouTube channel, San Antonio Sports Star. See, Fred Villarreal is a glass-half-full guy.
Uh-huh.
See, I'm bummed that the Astros didn't finish the sweep, that they lost this afternoon, and the game just went final to Colorado, right? Fred on YouTube, dude, they win another series. See, that's glass half full.
But that's what it's all about in baseball. You win series.
I like to sweep,
Well,
especially
I get
bad
it.
teams.
Especially a really bad team.
Fred Caceres says tomorrow he's having a barbecue, and then he's heading to Windstar for the weekend.
Nice. I'm just wondering what time we should be over to Fred's house tomorrow for the barbecue.
I mean, I'm sure he'll send you an invite.
All right. That's
I mean,
good.
you're not putting anything on your grill tomorrow?
I don't know. I might. I haven't decided yet.
In other words, you haven't been told what you're doing tomorrow?
Well, I haven't been. Maggie just got back last night, so we really haven't had time to make any plans. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. Well, that's already done, Blitz. I'm just saying. It's. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow.
Hopefully, a little more of that.
Oh, maybe it could be. Could be.
I mean,
I'd like to
fireworks.
I'd like to be Jacob Eric. He's on his third beer already on this Thursday afternoon at 5:04.
I mean,
that'd be nice.
Within 2 hours, you'll probably be on your third beer.
Could be. It's possible.
Maybe 3 hours.
Well,
get home. 30 minutes to get home.
Right.
Although, what the hell's going on with the weather, Mr. Joe Reinagle, Bill Taylor?
Well, it's funny because when I picked up my phone a minute ago, and it said thunderstorms likely to start soon.
There was a outdoor concert scheduled for tonight that was postponed like at 10 a.m. because of the upcoming weather.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, July 3rd, and kick off your weekend.
Sure. Good idea.
Yeah, so, I mean, I was like, is it going to be bad tonight? And I looked and went, glad I didn't go wash the car today. I did that the other day, and then it rained.
Man, it's been rainy as hell, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And this summer hadn't been hot. June wasn't all that bad. July started out with a whimper when it comes to that. So I don't get it. According to my weather app here, the rain is supposed to start around 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Get worse about 7. Then even worse than that at 8, and then it's over.
See, now that sucks. Oh, wait, it's over when?
Well, according to this, because it goes hourly. Yeah, starts at 8, and by 9 o'clock it should be just cloudy.
Because I know there's a lot of people that are getting their smokers ready to put a brisket on for tonight.
Right.
And, if it's raining that bad, who wants to deal with that?
Yeah, pretty happy I'm not putting a brisket on tonight.
I know. You're not worried about the rain. You're worried about a power outage at that point.
Well, yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes, that's true.
Exactly. Speaking of rain, little, I don't know what's the word, tip, I guess. So yesterday here at the radio station, one of the dudes that works over at Jack FM, his car caught on fire.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
He was telling me the story today. It was damn scary. All the flooding that was happening and all the rain water,
right?
Apparently, some debris like sticks and stuff, got caught up in the underside of the car.
Interesting.
He's completely unaware of it.
Wow.
And driving the car, it caught on fire. And then by the time he got here, he said it smelled like the barbecue pit. I mean, it's just wood burning, and it is scary. And then, the car got towed, and he's like, there wasn't a whole lot of fire damage to the car.
Right.
But it was all the sticks and the leaves and the debris that got kind of caught up. And he was like, I never even thought to look under the car and make sure everything was clear. You get in a car, you go.
That's crazy.
I mean, but that's what caused the little car fire incident that we had here at the radio station yesterday morning that I completely missed. But so if your car was in, I don't want to say heavy, I mean, in an area, but I had no idea that was a thing.
Well,
or something to even check.
Well, is the car okay? Or did it damage it?
No, I mean, a little bit of damage, but like $300. I mean, nothing. I mean, you think I had a car fire. I mean, probably cost almost as much to tow as it was to fix, but the only stuff that was burning were all the leaves and the sticks and stuff that got caught up underneath the car.
I don't know what size car this particular person drives, but that was the biggest damn tow truck I've ever seen.
Wow.
You put like 3 cars on that thing.
I mean, size matters. Tow truck drivers want to maximize his trip.
Well, I guess so.
But it wasn't, because Sam normally drives a truck. For whatever reason, he was driving this other car. And
his wife's car, maybe?
I don't know. Could you imagine you're driving your wife's car and it catches fire?
Well, better
now you're in
with
trouble
you in
for
it.
that. Yeah, but now you're in trouble for that. you know. Speaking of cars, did you ever fix your tire?
No, I haven't yet.
You haven't fixed
So
your tire?
it's like taking a chance every time I drive.
I don't want to scare you, Ryan Angle, but you heard about that famous soccer player over in Spain that died today?
I didn't hear about that. What happened?
Well, I mean, he was driving his Lamborghini, he and his brother. It's a very sad story. Lamborghini has a blowout, and he and his brother are no longer with us.
Well, I don't have a Lamborghini, first of all. And second of all, they were probably going triple digits.
Probably, maybe. Maybe.
If I had a Lamborghini, I would try to go triple digits as much as I could.
Just saying, it's a possibility.
So I've got I got to get it fixed, but it's like one of those things.
Uh-huh.
So I will take care of that sometime this weekend or Monday. That'll be taken care of. I got to get it taken care of. The tires are in pretty bad shape. I just hope it lasts that long. So every time I come to work, I'm cruising down the freeway, and it's like, boy, just hang in there.
Hang in there.
Hang in there, baby.
It's your leaky ball joints,
You can do it. Yes. And they're leaking worse every day. Just hang in there, baby. That's all I tell them that, too. Just hang in there, baby. Just for a little while longer.
Gabe is calling in with a July 4th holiday incident. Gabe, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Well, not so much an incident. I mean, just every year, every New Year's Eve and 4th of July, we have a neighbor, right? Really cool dude, ex-military, ex-Marine, but he likes to buy, like, the highest caliber fireworks.
Good.
He messes around with, he mixes, dry ice and, some empty, 20-ounce soda bottles and makes, these really loud. So, if you're trying to put the babies to sleep early on 4th of July and New Year's Eve, it's not going to happen. He messed around a little bit, but I was just going to tell you guys about that. We're having a bike and scooter parade tomorrow for 4th of July in our little neighborhood.
And you get the old Marine there that's going to knock them all off?
He definitely protects the neighborhood for sure. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
But, yeah, he buys the highest caliber stuff you can buy.
Wow, okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah, not bad. Thanks, Gabe.
He lets the Marine spend all the money, and Gabe just enjoys the show.
Well, he sounds like he was a little bit bitter, though, because he can't put the kid down early.
When you have little kids, wasn't your goal always to get them to bed as early as possible so you could have?
Well, of course, so you can start making another one.
Yeah.
And maybe, he's a little...
says the guy with 5.
Well, I never let fireworks bother me.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Wow. Redbird's Junkie says guy was Diogo Jota.
Yeah.
And just got married a couple weeks ago and 2 small children. That is a sad story.
I think 3, actually.
Is that right?
I thought I read that he had 3.
Yeah, that's
it's
sad
a big
story.
deal. It is very sad, but I read that the cops think that the Lambo had a blowout. And I thought, man, Ryan Eagle better not read this story.
Yeah.
But then again, it was a story about soccer, a soccer guy, and
we don't. We don't do.
It wasn't a headline about a naked guy with his wood swinging it around getting arrested.
Well, I mean that happens apparently, and where was that? North Carolina.
That was North Carolina.
I guess it's okay to walk around with your wood hanging out naked.
He was swinging his wood. It was putting that wood down. It was a post, and he tried to carjack somebody.
But his wood was out swinging around.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, maybe.
Well, it depends.
I don't know how excited he was to be out there naked.
I don't know.
He knows how big he swings it.
He's got a big swinger. He's got a thrill seeker. He's naked robbing cars or trying to steal cars.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that gets him
arrested.
Yeah, it does things for him.
Well, couldn't get the car out of park. Which again, if he stole a Lambo, trying to get that out of park, if you don't know how,
it just won't work.
You had a stick. I mean, it was just fun.
Oh my gosh.
John McClain.
Yeah.
The general.
Speaking of big sticks.
Not what I would have teased.
I have no idea. the General John McClain. He joins us next year on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Man, Astros lose earlier today to Colorado. You look ahead to the games tonight, tomorrow. A lot of day games in baseball. You want to make those games more exciting on the 4th of July. Make sure you download the Underdog app and play the Pick'em game. Take a swing at picking baseball on Underdog. It's a lot of fun. And again, choose higher or lower on stats. Home runs, strikeouts, total bases, so many different options for you there on Underdog. It is a lot of fun to play. In fact, the Underdog app has over 100,000 five-star reviews. You can play for as little as $1. So go download the Underdog app. Sign up with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See UnderdogFantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
The Morning Huddle.
Rob's toes are like, I've got gorilla foot, I think is the best. They're almost permanently put into a hook 'em.
That's what it kind of is. I have my right foot. It's turning into a hook 'em. I think it's more of a rock and roll. One more Aggie curse, and thou shalt have right-footed Longhorn.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings, 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
John, what do you think about these tariffs? What do you think is going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The prices on used cars have suddenly come up because the cost has gone up. And at GimmeTheVin.com, we're paying more. Go to GimmeTheVin.com, put in your license plate, and see for yourself. We're paying more today than we were yesterday. Remember, the tariffs have raised the car prices, and we are paying extra. GimmeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer. Sell us your car.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
In the 80s, everyone was breaking. Break dancing, that is. Lots of moves, spins, flashy colors, and a whole lot of cardboard. Breaking in the 80s was good, but breaking now, not so good. That's why Dave Ramsey recommends Kinetico water softeners in San Antonio and the Hill Country. Seems like many brands of water softeners these days have flashy lights, sounds, and moving parts. Bad news, all those parts are more likely to break and break and break again. With Kinetico water softeners, there are fewer moving parts, and a Kinetico only runs on kinetic energy and is up to 80% more efficient than other competing models. A Kinetico was built to work, not break. That's why Kinetico is backed by an outstanding 10-year warranty, and right now receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, $400 off with a trade-in of any water softener, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. With a Kinetico, you'll have water soft as parachute pants on the dance floor.
KineticoSA.com.
License number 38961.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
Level up your summer projects with 4th of July savings on top brand cordless power tools from the Home Depot. Whether you're working on a fence, a planter box, or a new workbench, get the power and runtime you need with the Ryobi One Plus 18-volt 2 toolkit from the Home Depot for only $99 was $139. Get 4th of July savings on the cordless power you need to make summer projects easier than ever right now at the Home Depot.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
It is 4th of July Eve. Hope you're ready for a big, long weekend, doing a lot of stuff. This is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, James Pledger. We're all here together and having a good time.
Absolutely. And it's always a better time on a Thursday when the General John McClain joins us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. 4th of July weekend. John, what are you throwing on the grill tomorrow?
I'm not throwing anything. I'm going to Waco for a softball reunion. We've been doing since 1983. I don't play anymore. I manage. But it's always a great time with my friends that used to be in the media or still are in the media in Waco. And we have sons, grandsons. I try to bring in ringers. We have a thing tomorrow night at a pizza place, softball during the day, lunch, George's restaurant, dinner at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, come back Sunday. So it's a big weekend.
I tell you what, John, just hearing that, I guarantee you there's going to be some good stories told this weekend.
Some of them might actually be true.
We
have people coming from all around. And, you know, something I was thinking about today when I was doing one of my other shows, we're talking about the Rockets and how fired up everybody is. And I think we're entering the best era in history for all three of Texas NBA teams to be good and improving at the same time. It's going to be so competitive. The rivalries are going to just take off. I can't wait for basketball season.
You know, it's funny that you say that because you're right. When the Spurs were good, the Rockets weren't. Dallas was good. It's weird. You know, back in the '90s with Hakeem and David Robinson, you know, there were so, but you're right, to have all three. I just wish the Spurs would actually accelerate to be in the position that the Rockets are in. I love what they've done this offseason, the Mavericks, and I thought this was going to be such a big offseason for the Spurs, yet they haven't done anything yet.
Well, remember how bad the Rockets had to be for 3 seasons, the worst in the league, to get where they are, stockpiled with a lot of young talent that they were able to maneuver to get a guy like Kevin Durant. And when I look at the rookies that the Spurs have had for the last 3 years and what they could have with this year's rookie class, and then we see what the Mavs, it's going to be so interesting someday to think if they keep everybody healthy, they have Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Cooper Flagg, that could be a really, really good team. And if we hear them in Dallas start chanting, Nico, Nico, after they've ripped the general manager to pieces, but barring injury, like when Wembanyama had last year, this state should be the best state when it comes to basketball.
John McClain joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're right, John. Spurs fans, some of them, get impatient, though, because I know they've drafted well, and I'm one of them, just for the record.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish they would add some veteran pieces. I wasn't all for a Kevin Durant because I don't think it fits the timeline, but some veteran players that can kind of speed this rebuild up a little bit.
Yeah, you guys were spoiled for so long with Pop and all the Hall of Famers, and then you had to come back down to earth like everybody else. And now building back up. I don't know how Spurs fans can't be fired up. This time next year, maybe they do what the Rockets did this year. The Rockets still have way too many young, talented players on their roster. When the everything goes down next week, they still got to get rid of a couple of guys, and a couple of them are talented young players. But they thought after last season, they need, well, 2 seasons ago when they finished 500 in M.A. Doka's first season, and he won some experience. So they got him some experience, starting with his point guard, Fred VanVleet. They brought in Dylan Brooks as an enforcer, Steven Adams, and then now they needed outside shooting. They had drafted Reed Shepherd 3rd overall because he's a great shooter, but he couldn't get on the floor because VanVleet held the position down, and VanVleet took basically pay cut to stay here and play the point. But Durant shot better this season than he ever has, and now they go out and get Dorian Finney-Smith, who hit 43% of his threes and is a great defensive player from the Lakers, and with the Brooklyn before that. And so people, the national people that I look at, that I respect their opinion, they're just raving about their additions, and they're all older. So this time next year, that could be the Spurs.
John McClain joining us here on the Blitz, has covered the NFL for over 3 decades. So, John, I want to get first your definition of overrated quarterbacks. How do you define that, and who do you think CBS Sports put at number 1?
Did they put Aaron Rodgers at number 1?
No, Dak
Good
Prescott.
choice, though.
They put Dak overrated number 1?
Yep. Most of the NFL.
I think that's just one person's opinion. And I think anybody that's watched the Cowboys when Dak's healthy, I don't think they'd say he's overrated. Overpaid would be different. Overrated, no. I don't buy that at all. You think about, they haven't given him a running game. Still haven't given him a running game. Now they've given him a second receiver. He's got to stay healthy, and if he's healthy, they're always going to have a good passing game. And so, no, I don't buy that at all.
Just for the
Do y'all?
No, not at all. And for
No.
And for the record, Dak is number 1 on this list. Tua is number 2. Kyler Murray is number 3. On their underrated list, they have your Super Bowl quarterback Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, and then Bo Nix.
Well, I don't have a problem with the under, but the overrated, Tua, because he can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
And they keep running weapons in and out of there. But I think if Tua could stay healthy, he might not be on that list. And to me, for all the attention he gets, Aaron Rodgers would be on it. Might be the number 1 guy. And and Kyler Murray, being the number 1 overall pick, they've tried to do so many things there to help him weapon-wise, including this past off season. It's time to him to make his mark and get to the playoffs, and I don't see them as a playoff team.
You know, it's going to be interesting, John, and we were having this conversation earlier, Jason and I, and we were talking about, I really don't know what the bar is for underrated or overrated. I mean, so it's hard for me to say, well, this guy's overrated. Now, maybe disappointing, but I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I think overrated might be based on the attention somebody's getting. Tua gets a lot of attention. He has got a big contract, and yet he can't consistently stay on the field. But that's been an issue for him going back to his sophomore year at Alabama. He's been hurt almost every year, so you just got to accept you better have a good backup quarterback playing with the Dolphins. And I'm thinking off the rest around the rest of the league, and that thing about Purdy being underrated, I don't see that. He gets a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. He quarterback of the last place team last year, and now he's gotten this monster contract, and they've gotten rid of quite a few veterans. They play a last place schedule. Rams play first place schedule. So maybe the 49ers will be better, but I don't think Purdy's underrated for a minute. Do y'all?
No, and again, I mean, how and they in the article don't say how they define it, so it's up to you. And everybody could define it a little bit different. Attention and expectation is what I look at, because I would put a Justin Herbert on that list because he's a guy that's getting paid, but doesn't have any playoff success. Probably the best thrower of the football.
Great point.
But he's with the Chargers and nobody gives a damn about him. I mean, you never hear about Justin Herbert in these conversations, and I like what you said about Kyler Murray. At some point, dude does need to justify that he was the number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
And he's never done that, but I honestly didn't even think of Kyler Murray at all until I read his name on the list and went, oh, yeah, because you
don't think about him.
He's with the Arizona Cardinals.
Last time we saw Justin Herbert, the Texans were embarrassing him and the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh in the playoffs. And I remember when the Texans were terrible. I can't remember if it was under David Culley or Lovie Smith, and the Chargers came in here and the Texans beat them. And that was when and Herbert was throwing it all over the place. And, at some point, you got to win in the playoffs. And you think about that playoff game in Jacksonville, remember where they blew it?
Yep.
They were up by like 20-something points. So I would have to, if you're basing it on talent, where you were drafted, money you're making, how much positive publicity you get, and results, Herbert might be number 1.
That's a good point. And I think now, though, that they've got Harbaugh and he's kind of going to be a settling force, his time clock is ticking. I mean, he's going to have to produce. And I think this year, or certainly within the next 2 years, I agree with you. I think he's going to be tops on that list.
Their Harbaugh likes to run the ball, and they beefed up their running game in the draft and in free agency. They've tried to build up the line. So it's not like he's going to have to throw the ball all over the place like Dak Prescott probably will have to, because they don't have a running game. And I can't wait to see how that plays out. If you'd have gone, there's some other quarterbacks in the league, a guy like Daniel Jones, based on where he's been drafted and what he's done, he's not overrated. That thing, Joe, you said about disappointing.
Yeah.
Boy, Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson, there's a lot of Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston.
Yep.
They're not highly rated anymore, but man, they were the first 2 picks in the draft, and they're still around, bouncing around like pinballs, but they've been huge disappointments.
Well, and again, you look at, where your draft position. I mean, Dak was a 4th rounder, but he had that incredible rookie year, and because of injury, he got that early opportunity, and that raised expectations. And then, of course, you play for the Cowboys, so the spotlight is going to be bigger. But, there are a lot of first-round guys that didn't quite work out, yet Dak Prescott, and again, playoff Prescott is a completely different dude than regular season Prescott.
But it's 12-3, 12-4 records in a row. He's in that group with Justin Herbert. You want to be taking that next step, you've got to win playoff games, and maybe they will this year. Although when you're not a good running team to take pressure off your quarterback, that's not good. And I'm sure it does you and your listeners, baffles me that the Cowboys have not addressed running back. Could have had Derrick Henry, didn't even give him the time of day when he was right there in Dallas working out and wanted to sign with the Cowboys. And it just never makes sense. And I've not seen anything. We're not going to get it from Brian Schottenheimer. It's a question for Jerry or Stephen Jones. Why have you not done more to beef up your running game to take the pressure off of Dak?
Well, that's a good question.
That's easy.
Yeah.
When you guys get to training camp
3 weeks
and you thaw out in at practice during the day when the sun comes out, maybe you could ask one of them that question, because I'm sure they've been asked 100 times and they just don't have a good answer.
Well, they think they solved that problem, John. I mean, they've got 4 running backs now, and I think they're hoping one of those guys can take the lead. 2 of them they drafted, and 2 of them they brought in. So
I can hear Stephen now. We feel really good about our guys. I mean, You know,
love our running back
roster
room.
acquisition is a 365 days a year job. I mean, we're always looking to improve, but we really like our guys.
Who's the leading rusher last year, and how many yards did he have?
Rico Dowdle. He had over 1,000 yards.
Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
No, that was a quiet 1,000, and today 1,000 doesn't mean squat.
I'm glad you said
If you're
squat.
up around 1,200, the way it is today, you play extra games. A good running back's got to have at least 1,200 yards.
I agree. I mean, 17 games, you're right. And a lot of those were late. I don't know.
He's in Carolina now, right?
Yeah, he got
Rico,
$14 to go there.
Well, hey, he's still playing.
Nobody was beating down his door to go sign him as a starter. Kind of crazy.
Real quick, John, the Astros, they lose today, but, man, they remain hot.
It's amazing what they're doing with you pitch minor league pitchers, you can expect minor league results. I would think they'd be active at the deadline. More Yordan Alvarez news today. There was a tweet. He was on a flight coming back from Florida wearing a thing on his hand and said they told him he busted a ligament and he's couldn't touch a bat for 6 weeks. Astros put out a release, don't address any of that, and act like he could be back soon. Well, what does that mean? I don't know if we're going to see Yordan Alvarez this season. I just like they have to wait till after the All-Star break to get back Jeremy Pena. Now they go to the Dodgers. They could win one. I'd be happy.
Yeah, but they did win the series against the Colorado Rockies. And, John, I know you're heading to Waco for the weekend. You mentioned the big O's that you're going to go get over at George's Bar. Is Vitex Barbecue still up there? Get a gut pack from Vitex.
It is. Well, I can't eat that anymore.
Oh, come on.
When I was younger. Yeah, but it's there, and it's fantastic.
That is. The drive back to Houston, Mrs. McClain probably won't appreciate the gut pack, but I think you should treat yourself.
Yeah, I do that when she's not there.
His 4th of July fireworks are a different variety.
Absolutely.
But
Happy
it's worth
4th.
it.
Happy 4th, John.
Thank you, guys. You too. Talk to you next week.
The great John McClain on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Our buddy Aaron Smith from the band Kingdom Collapse just texted.
Oh, yeah?
Love when John McClain gets all worked up.
I do, too. That guy, I tell you what, he is a wealth of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot, and I meant that sincerely. You get a bunch of guys like John. The story time, I would just sit there and have a drink and listen.
Just listen.
Just listen.
And they're going to be at George's Bar. They got those big O's. Oh, those stories are going to be good.
Absolutely they will be. No question about it. What kind of stories are you going to have after this weekend? I know Jason's going to have some stories. I'll have some stories. We'll all have some stories. We'll talk about it and just have some fun as we get out of here on a holiday weekend. We're back on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation. Hidden Wonders, our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our 2 caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circus Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
If you've been injured in an accident, you know there's no shortage of attorneys who want your business. But when it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years. We've successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 5-star reviews on Google. So, who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Viking Barbie. We were discussing her at the during the break.
Well, we talked about her earlier in the show. It's show prep. What I find interesting is I went to her Instagram page. And, you know, the mutual...
You had to, right?
Well, it was show prep. Mutual friends, my brother, a former local TV sports reporter, couple other people that I know. Jelly Roll also follows her.
Jelly Roll, how about that?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Jelly Roll.
There's a couple people in here that I see their names, and I'm guessing that they started following today.
I'm sure after we talked about it earlier. She was in our headline Blitz because she's got away with Franks.
But if you put in Viking, because her name on the gram is Viking.Barbie, she popped up faster than the Vikings, the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, well, most people do around her, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Speaking of fireworks, hey, Mark, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, not much. Hope you'll have a great 4th of July. Yeah, I had a couple of buddies that they made their own fireworks. So they had built a rocket, one that goes up in the air thing.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Build your own?
Well,
yeah.
Well, they built. I don't know, but they did.
We don't need to tell.
Probably a YouTube tutorial will get you there.
So, I would think.
Well, I think this was before YouTube, but anyway, so they're going to launch this thing from their driveway. Now, I'm not the smartest bulb in the box, but I went and hid behind the garage and watched them. So they lit it, and it goes up maybe 3 feet, then it explodes.
Wow.
Yeah, they caught, their clothes caught on fire. They got second-degree burn. Fortunately, they had a bucket of water that I tossed on both. And the worst they got was some burned clothes and some singed hair and some second-degree burns where their clothes caught on fire. But, that was...
Yeah, that's pretty scary. They should go to Mr. W Fireworks instead.
Yeah.
No, that didn't stop them. As far as I know, they still make them.
Well...
Yeah. There's a guy up in Austin that makes a lot of news that he's building rockets all the time that blow up. I mean, but one of these days, appreciate it, Mark. Appreciate
thanks,
you
Mark.
calling in.
Happy
Hey,
4th.
Strange Love coming to the Aztec Theater next week. They'll be there on July 11th. It's Depeche Mode experience.
Wow.
They have a special guest called Electric Duke, a tribute to Bowie.
Uh-huh.
That was for you, Bowie.
Thanks. Yeah.
Bowie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Aztec
Bowie.
Theater. Now, we've got free tickets right now. If you don't win the tickets, you can always buy them at livenation.com. But in honor of July 4th, be caller 4, and those Strange Love tickets are yours.
Depeche Mode, huh? You a Depeche Mode guy?
I've seen Depeche Mode.
Yeah, well, I didn't ask you if you've seen them. I said, are you a Depeche Mode guy?
Not on the playlist, but if they're in town or, there's times where, you'll hear them and go, I like them. Start listening to them.
Okay.
Yeah, not you, though.
No,
huh?
not really. No.
Why do you hate Depeche Mode?
I don't hate them.
You sound like it.
No, I'm Switzerland with those guys. I'm neutral.
Would you know a Depeche Mode song if you heard it?
I'm sure I would.
No.
I couldn't tell you, but yeah, if Pledge played one, and I'd probably say I've heard that before.
Yeah, you would definitely do that. Caller 4, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
Did you see where the Phoenix Suns are trying to buy out Bradley Beal?
Yeah, shocker.
Yeah, well, I mean, they should, right? They need to get rid of that guy. He can't stay healthy. It's too bad because he's a talented dude, but he just can't stay healthy. And if I'm Phoenix, you got Devin Booker, you build around that guy and start over.
Depends on what the buyout looks like, but that doesn't surprise me. Phoenix is an interesting situation because, they fire a coach every year.
Yeah.
Devin Booker wants to stay in Phoenix. It's almost like Giannis wants to stay in Milwaukee. But at what point do you say, I've taken this as far as I can go, I want out? In a lot of ways, LeBron James, his first stint in Cleveland, he took them as far as he could go.
He did.
And if I'm not getting the support, I'm out. If you're an athlete, especially Giannis, you've won a title in Milwaukee. And I know you want to be there. But if you're not getting the support, is there any shame in saying, dude, I want to move on?
No, I don't think there's any shame at all, and I think you owe it to yourself if that's the case. I mean, look, Giannis is a rich man. He's going to be a rich man whether he stays in Milwaukee or goes somewhere else. But a lot of these guys, and what I respect, is they want to compete for championships. And so, yeah, if it doesn't look like it's going to happen in Milwaukee, which it doesn't, although they are in the East, and that makes a big difference, that's for sure. You don't quite have to bulk up as much as you would if you're in the West. But I don't think Miles Turner is a mover there. So it's going to be interesting to see what Giannis does. He wants to stay, but, there's going to be a lot of teams interested if he doesn't want to stay, and there's a trade available.
Fans, and I'm mixed on this as a fan. Does Giannis owe anything to the Bucks organization?
No, not at all.
But fans are going to be pissed if he asks to leave, right?
So?
But I'm with you. Is he looking out for himself, or does he feel like he owes something to that organization?
Well, I think they owe something to him. Brought him a championship, a big part of it.
And again, I mean, if they're not doing the things to have a championship-level team, if he asked out, if you're a Milwaukee fan, you're mad, but he doesn't owe that organization anything. He doesn't owe it to them to be there and miserable and not go win a championship if his goal is to win a championship and go somewhere where he thinks he can win. But fans, and I'm this way too with my teams, because we root for laundry, not people. You love the guy when they're wearing your team's jersey, and then they put on somebody else's jersey, and you hate them, right?
Well, that's true.
We root for laundry.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if Giannis has a tug of war in his head. Does he feel like he owes it to the Bucks organization and their fan base because they've been really good to them? But at this point in your career, you don't owe them anything. And you can always retire a Buck and be a legend in that community.
Well, there's no doubt. The guy's 30 years old, right? And look, pro athletes, although they're playing a little bit longer these days, but pro athletes, you start hitting 30, a lot of times it's on the downhill slide. Look, they already pissed him off by cutting Lillard.
Yeah.
I mean, that irritated him, and he made it clear that irritated him. And so what he does, he does. He's sitting back waiting, and I think if he went to the front office and said, look, I just don't feel like we're going to win here anytime soon. I'd like to go somewhere else. The Bucks would be almost have to do that, because if you're going to rebuild, what a better way to do that than to trade a superstar to somebody where you can get some draft assets and maybe some young players and start over. And to me, you owe that to your fans as a front office.
Going to be interesting to see over the next couple of days. Again, we're out tomorrow because it's 4th of July, on Monday when things are heating up. But it is a Thursday, and you know what we do every Thursday about this time.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
Time for What's on Tap. We get you ready for the weekend. Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. Go to their website, samsburgerjoint.com, to get your tickets, see their entire calendar, their menu. They have the Peterson brothers on stage tonight. Tomorrow night, Los Number 3 dinners. On Saturday night, a really good band, the Damn Torpedoes, a tribute to Tom Petty. I've seen them. They are fantastic. On Sunday night, Fuvana, a tribute to Foo Fighters and Nirvana.
Now that would be pretty good
if they're good.
Yeah, if they're good,
and they better be.
Well, yeah, you would know. Now, see, I'd like to go with you to that show because you could tell me whether they're worth a damn or not.
Well, and again, I mean, you've got somebody that's trying to be Grohl, but also Kurt, and Taylor, and you better be good if you're calling yourself Fuvana. But then again, Sam's Burger Joint doesn't let crap on stage, so I'm guessing they are good.
I'm sure they are. Other places tonight, Thursday night, Green Hall, Silverado is playing there. Out at the Paper Tiger, Wes Parker is on stage. Missions are taking on the Corpus Christi Hooks out at Wolf Stadium in Pablo Francisco.
And hopefully the rain is okay tonight, because they do fireworks tonight and Wade Bowen in concert after the game.
Tonight? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it is too.
Mm-hmm. Friday night, Green Hall, Michael Monroe Goodman. Can't he just go by Mike Goodman? Michael Monroe. Willie Nelson's 4th of July picnic happening Friday at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. Whitewater has Hudson Westbrook. Paper Tiger has High Sun.
High Sun with 2 N's.
Yeah. The weeknights are at Picks.
Woo! My hips don't lie on Saturday night, brother.
Mm-hmm. She's actually apparently going to play this time.
Shakira.
They got the stage thing all worked out.
Yeah. I saw an interview with her real quick, and she says that in where she's from, nobody yells at her. But if she comes to the United States, that's the one thing she hears. Hey, Shakira, do the hips lie? She goes, I have other songs, by the way.
Does she?
Yeah, that's apparently.
So you just played that one all night long.
I don't listen. I just watch. At Green Hall, Mighty Org.
What?
Orc? O-R-Q? O-R-G? I don't know. If you're going to Green Hall, you know where you're going. Flores Country Store on Saturday night. Mario Flores and the Soda Creek Band, a George Strait tribute. Those guys better be good if they're a George Strait tribute band. Charlene McComb's Theater on Saturday night has Alvin Perry and Friends, Bigger in Texas comedy show. The Vibes Event Center, Independence, I'm assuming that's day. Pick's Bar has the new 80s playing out at Pick's Bar on Saturday night.
Sunday out at Green Hall, Funky Foot.
Yeah.
That is not Rob Thompson on stage, by the way. Paper Tiger has Bailey Spin. And Pablo Francisco wrapping up his weekend at the LOL Comedy Club.
And if you haven't had enough partying, Monday night out at Green Hall, Long Prairie is performing there.
Cool. What's on tap? Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. Online at samsburgerjoint.com. I'm still kind of hung up on what you were talking about for
Shakira.
Well, you went from Shakira to the Mighty Orc, and I wasn't
sure. I don't know what that is. What is it?
Well, I mean...
what is that, Pledge? Do you know?
Did you... I mean, it looked like you started to spell something and left off an asm, because Shakira will lead, too, with those hips not lying. A mighty one, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
That's where I thought you were going to read that, Ron Burgundy.
Well, Mighty Orc, I just read what's written. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Pledge could screw us so difficultly sometimes.
Especially after a Shakira concert announcement. I'm glad she's come. You know, I a lot of respect for her, though, to come back and perform for the folks that bought tickets.
I mean, she's got to get paid.
Well,
everybody else has to get paid. Here's the thing. And I see this, and it's going to happen again just like it did last time and the last big show. $60 parking at the Alamo Dome is not expensive parking. It is for the Alamo Dome because it's new, but if you go to a concert in another city, $60 is cheap.
That is
for parking.
Yeah. Well, that's true. We're just not used to that here. And that's the problem. And oh, by the way, if you're going, there's always that park and ride thing you can do.
There is park and ride.
So you don't have to worry about the $60 parking.
And Ubers and parking lots, but San Antonio, I mean, and I know every time there's a show there and now the bitching of parking prices, go somewhere else. When I saw Metallica in Houston, there was parking close to, but still a pretty good walk for $100.
Yep, easy.
At NRG in Houston. You know, what they do have is a train. And that's what I did. Out of there anyway. We Ubered too, but took the metro out. Man, I wish we had a rail system here.
Well,
go to towns that have that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Dude, even riding the rail in Seattle over the weekend was fantastic.
It's nice.
But those of you that like to bitch about things, just get ready. $60 parking. Bitch away.
Bitch away. But enjoy the show.
Wow.
All right, don't bitch. Just pay the $60, go see the show. You're going to be fine.
And apparently she has more than one song.
Well, apparently she does, and I'm sure those hips won't lie.
Although
she'll be shaking them away.
The Pledge is showing us a photo of Mighty Org.
Is it ORQ or G?
It's a Q.
It's a Q.
I don't know how to say it, but whatever you're thinking, that ain't happening with that picture.
No, that guy is absolutely. Have a great Pledge. You got a show? All right, Extra Innings with Pledge is coming up. Safe, happy 4th of July. We'll see you guys next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz.